Welcome to Fullerton College football here on Hornet Radio. Today, your team takes on the Saddleback Bobcats here at home. And guys, I tell you what, last week was an absolute disaster on the defensive side for Fullerton. They should have won that game, and now they're looking at a 1-1 record. Caleb, you look at them up in Ventura, they struggled defensively.
I mean, yeah, they gave up 540 yards of total offense. And, Mark, we talked about it earlier in the week, 45 missed tackles in the game. You cannot expect to win a game making that many mistakes, such as arm tackling 43 times. We were able to talk to the coach, and he said he felt like they weren't trusting their teammates.
And, James, when you look at that and you look at the defensive side of it, at least the offense showed a sparkle of hope coming into this week against Saddleback.
Right, the offense looks much better than it did last season, and they really are carrying the team right now. If they can continue to get the ball to their playmakers, JT Weir, Logan Lester, and Cartagena, the offense should keep rolling the way it has been.
And you look at this now, guys, if they do what you two say, then Saddleback ranked number 10 in the state of California, playing the 17th ranked Hornets. Saddleback, though, when you look at what they did against last week against the Citrus Owls, they ran all over them like a runaway car in a freeway. You know what? Can they do that today, or what does the defense need to do to stop this powerful Saddleback team?
They just need to make fundamental tackles. Try and wrap up the ball carrier and not try to go for the turnover as much as making the tackle. If you make the tackle, the ball will come to you.
And Caleb, on the other side, I mean, I know our quarterbacks have looked good. I know our running backs have done okay. But what sort of offense do you think you're going to see against Saddleback?
I think we're going to see what we've been seeing, the kind of stand in the pocket, strong arm, and deliver out of Chris Lunsberg to the playmakers, JT Weir, Jameer Cartagena, Fred Hunter. All those guys are able to make plays in the open field, and once they get in the open field, it'll be hard to bring them down.
If I asked any of you, and you should know because Conrad Black told us, and I mean, Conrad Black was a monster when he played here. I said, hey, who do we look for? He told you guys down on the field who we should keep our eyes open for today on the defensive side of that Fullerton College team.
He mentioned Nehemiah Norwood.
Conrad White. Oh, I'm sorry. Corey Nealon said, hey, I knew it was a color. Yeah, okay. Conrad White. Conrad, that's okay. You can come chase me down and throw me out of the broadcast booth.
He mentioned Josh Grethen and Tommy Inouye, both on the defensive line. And then in the secondary, Nehemiah Norwood, Xander Chisholm, E.J. Robinson, and then obviously the All-American Ethan Charpentier.
So we'll see if that happened. Oh, okay. I was Conroy Black I was thinking of. So at that, but that's different, gentlemen, as you talk to the head coach. And when we look at the offensive side, who do you expect to have a big day today?
I think if they continue to give the ball to Fred Hunter, things are going to keep going well for them. He's been running the ball really solid, and Logan Lunsberg has been throwing the ball lights out. He has 8 touchdowns and no interceptions. If he can continue to not turn the ball over and get the ball to the playmakers, our offense should keep rolling like it has been.
Well, you should see a good one today as we look at number 10 and number 17 playing each other today. Of course, the playoff system, a little different from previously. The first and second place team from each conference will go to the playoffs this year. The top 2 teams get a bye. The other 4 will play, and then we're into the championship round. People may say, hey, these games don't really matter. But when I talked to the coaching staff basically today, they looked at me and they said, this is getting ready for conference, guys. I know Corey Nealon says everything's a must-win. We heard him down the field. All games are a must-win. But when I say it's a must-win, it's a different feeling.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be able to build momentum coming into conference play, which is exactly what the Hornets and the Bobcats are trying to do today. Build momentum, take it into conference play, and be confident and happy with where their team's at going into the conference.
So when we look at that, and you heard what Caleb just said about that, you look at, I don't know, would you call these preseason games right now?
No, I think every game matters, especially when you're playing a rival like Saddleback. You want to win these games, no matter what the records are. You want to beat this team.
And you realize that it was a 5-year winning thing as we go to our national anthem. So let's get ready for a little Fullerton College football here on Hornet Radio today. Number 10 versus 17. Two of the top teams in Orange County. Saddleback against Fullerton College here on Hornet Radio. James, Caleb, they'll be holding up the old guy, as hopefully nobody is holding up the offense or the defense for the Fullerton College Hornets, because if they go 1-2, it's going to be a rough start when they get into conference. Let's go out to the fields. Saddleback is going to receive the kickoff. Fullerton's going to kick away. Blowcamp is back deep. He was on the far side of the field. Nicholas Gentitella is going to be the near. No, I don't think that's Nicholas. I'll look again.
I believe that is Ben Stewart out there with him, Mark.
So as we get ready, Fullerton Hornets against Saddleback here on Hornet Radio. Taking it to 5. Looking to cut the corner. Step inside, wrap-up tackle right at the 20-yard line. First down and 10 for the Bobcats. We'll see who walks on the field, and then the gentleman next to me, when we get a chance, will set that offensive line for Saddleback.
Yeah, the starting left tackle is Nicholas Brown. At left guard is Tyrone Portis. Center is Ryan Carby. Right guard is Talani Ano, and right tackle is Gabriel Alvarado. The offensive line has looked great this year too. They're a big group up there, and they set their blocks well. They have a lot of running backs with great success so far this season.
Nicky Johnson comes out at quarterback. Kavanaugh Clark comes out running back. This kid can fly in the backfield. They go back, looking for it across the middle, on the money, and that's what they did all week to Joseph Walter, who gets taken down at the first down marker, 1st and 10 for Saddleback.
Nehemiah Norwood playing a little bit of soft coverage there, but a hard wrap-up tackle. That's exactly the kind of fundamental stuff you need to see out of this Fullerton defense.
Walter comes near the near side of the field. In the slot next to him, Nicholas is going to be there. We'll look once again. 1st down and 10 for Saddleback. Straight up the middle, Clark's got it, struggles his way over, all the way down to the 32. So they look like they did against Citrus. Saddleback comes back up. Hurry up offense for the Bobcats. Nicky Johnson at quarterback. Goes back, throws it quickly over to the flat. to Martinez. Martinez, ball comes out and rolls out of bounds. So Francisco Martinez fumbles the ball forward. The Hornets can't get there. We'll see where the referees mark the ball at.
That was a little bit of what I was talking about before the game. If you make the sure tackle, the ball will pop out, and that's exactly what happened right there.
First down and 10 at the 40 for the Bobcats. They're on the move quickly. Once again, hand it off. This time they tackle pretty well as Kavanaugh Clark stumbles his way forward.
That was Oscar Magdriel with the tackle. So far in the first few plays, the tackling does look like it's improved from last week.
But as we look, we see Saddleback on the move. They did this to Citrus last week. So Kavon Clark, thank you for the correction, I believe. I thank you very much. Straight up the middle, Kavon Clark's got it. Another first down.
When it comes to the success of the running the ball for Saddleback, it all starts up front. They are opening up holes and really giving them lanes to work with. And it doesn't matter if it's just Kavon Clark. They have many running backs that they use.
Martinez to the near side of the field. On the far side of the field, Gentilela. First down and 10, right at the 48. Throwing over. Is it a double pass? Yes, it is. All the way down, looking for the tight end. Touchdown, Saddleback. And what they did is they threw it backwards, allowing two passes could happen. And Gage Calbraith was not covered by a soul.
Amir Garrison was the closest defender, but you could tell he hard bit on the screen because they've ran that a couple of times so far on this first drive. Hard bit, left him wide open in the back.
So a 48-yard pass play with 12:22 to go, and the Bobcats get on the scoreboard. 12:22 and a quick score. Kick is up, and the kick is good. Saddleback, 7. Your Hornets looking to get the ball. Richardson, the big kicker for that team. So a little deception, a little magic going on. And I tell you what, when you looked at that, everybody bit on the flip out into the backfield, thrown behind and away from the line of scrimmage so it could be a double pass.
Right, and it seems like they knew to run a trick play like that because they know that Fullerton struggled tackling the ball and they struggled on defense, so they're going to attack heavy this week. And when they do that, that opens up the downfield pass with the trick play.
Jeff Fisher, the head coach for Saddleback, offensive coordinator at Ventura, Cerritos, and now here at Saddleback, the head coach, called that one. Back deep, J.T. Weir. Little pooch kick in the middle of the field. Ball's alive, taken right there, and it's down right at the 28. Looks where they're going to mark it. So, and the reason everybody wondered why they stopped the play, they saw the young man stick his head up and hand up for a fair catch. He sort of did this, and the player in front of him did the same thing. And that's why it was down there and they couldn't run on the play. We'll see what the Hornets can answer or how they answer against this very good Saddleback team. Chris Lunsberg comes out at quarterback. Chris had a really good game last week. We'll see what Chris can do and see if they start with the pass attack that should be prolific. Lunsberg goes back. Looks around on the dime, and he starts things off to Logan Lester, just like they played up at Ventura.
Yeah, that was a great pass right there to Logan Lester. Chris Lunsberg seems very confident in his arm, and it's showed all season so far.
So they move the chains. First down and 10, right at the 39. Lunsberg looks things over. Saddleback comes. take it around the corner, and they close down the corner of that run. So Graylin Kelly goes nowhere as a running back for the Hornets. He actually loses. Well, they're going to give him a half a foot. Little surprise on that. Kelly in the backfield. Lundsberg goes back again, gets protection, across the middle, throws behind a well-covered Logan Lester.
And to set the offensive line for the Hornets, we have Corey Rivera-Zamora at left tackle, Kalapasi Kinikini at left guard, Hayden Frazier at center, Michael McDonald at right guard, and Dylan Spencer at right tackle.
We'll see if they can keep the quarterback standing today as Chris Lundsberg just misses on that pass. 3rd down and a long 9. Goes back again. Nice little spin move. Cross the middle. Caught and dropped. And J.T. Weir had it, but he got hit in the arms, and it spun out.
Yeah, that was their big safety, number 16, Noah Luganbill. He's been their best defensive player all year. He's leading the team in tackles, and that was a big play right there to stop him on 3rd down.
So, not much of movement when you think about it right now for them making a move. Harden goes in. Roman Harden's going to stand back at the 20-yard line for Saddleback. High, floater, not much distance. Ball's going to hit. Backtracks, down at the 36-yard line. 11-11 to go. Saddleback, making it look easy. The Bobcats 7, the Hornets 0. Here on Hornet Radio. James, Caleb, and the old guy, happy to bring this game to you. All three of us think it is a must-win. Corey Nalen behind us will tell you all games are a must-win. We're going to put a little sugar on top of this one and say it's more than must. It's a gotta-be win for this Hornet team.
I think this is a very big drive for our defense, too, to slow them down and not let them score right there.
Across the middle, just misses it right there. Francisco Martinez had it in his hands, and it just dropped right on the ground. You couldn't ask Nicky Johnson to throw that any sweeter.
And that was a big break for the Fullerton defense, because if he catches that ball, he's got nothing but green grass in front of him.
Actually, I think it's gray turf, but pretty much the same thing.
Clark in the backfield. The young man can run. We'll see if they go to him. They hand it off to Clark. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Defense closes the wall quickly.
Great movement by Ethan Charpentier to get in the backfield, avoid the O-line, and wrap him up before he can get any momentum going.
Big 3rd down for the Bobcats. Joseph Walters on the far side of the field. See if they throw in his direction. Go back. Looking to go deep. Who else to go to? Ball is up, caught. Reach up, grab it. 1st down, move the chains as Martinez just beats the defensive back for a big 1st down.
Yeah, that was a great catch coming off the drop just previously, too. That was with double coverage on him, but a perfect throw there, too, by Nicky Johnson.
1st down and 10 at the 29 for the Bobcats. They've got everything working. You look at Martinez here on the near side of the field. Little flip play coming around the right side. Get a couple of yards, and they mix things up really big as they flip that play over to Ben Stewart, who comes around. Basically, they flip it, and it's basically a play that you flip it to your wide receiver and let him be a running back.
I think they're going to do everything they can to get the ball in his hands. He's their big playmaker. He had the game-winning punt return touchdown in their first game against Pasadena City College.
Stewart stays here on the slot on the right-hand side. Martinez outside of him. Gain of 4 on the play. Go over into the flat. Over the hand. Should have been caught once again as a drop by E.J. Robinson, who just could not pull it in. So it wasn't Robinson.
I think that was Leonidas Bell.
Bell was the running back that missed it. 3rd down and a long 7 for the Bobcats. Right inside the 25. See if the Hornets, they come up. Here they come, bringing up pressure, trying to get the quarterback. Then the pressure causes them to throw the ball way too quick on that. And you talked about the guy they'd go for, Ben Stewart, thrown behind Stewart as the receiver couldn't pull it in.
Right, and that was great coverage, too, by Fred Adams. He was right on him, stuck him, and forced a difficult decision there by the quarterback.
Saddleback comes back up. 4th down. They forego the field goal. We'll see if Coach Fisher decides just to let the clock run and see if the Hornets will jump. They go back. Here comes the pressure. Cross the middle. We should get a flag, and we do. And, guys, I tell you what, that was basically a waltz in the middle of a football field.
Yeah, I mean, they got completely tangled up, basically giving each other a hug down there in the middle, trying to keep the offensive away from the ball, and it worked, but at the cost of a 1st down.
So they're going to move it up. 1st down for Saddleback. Inside the 15, right at the 14-yard line. 9:20 to go. The Bobcats up. And once again, they're moving on down the field. 1st down and 10 for the Bobcats. Go right off a slant off the right-hand side once again. Nice little run play right there by Bell, who handled the ball. So, Bell, go ahead.
That was a tackle by Tomi Inoue. Nice solid wrap-up right there, Mark.
So Bell picks up a couple more yards. Martinez to the near side of the field. Walter to the far side of the field. Bell at running back. Nicky Johnson at quarterback. 2nd down and 8. Handed off to Bell again. Comes around the corner. No defensive end there. They're going to mark him just short. So we have holding against the Bobcats. And maybe, guys, that's why there was no defensive end.
I was thinking the same thing. There was nobody on that edge. Charpentier did his best to catch him around the edge, but luckily there's a holding penalty, and it's bringing the play back.
So the penalty nullifies the run. They're going to move it all the way back to the 22. It'll be 2nd down and 17 for the Bobcats. Bell stays in at running back. Martinez to the near side. Going over in Martinez's way. There's a grab. No flag on the play. I tell you what, that's like dropping chicken in your lap and leaving no grease.
Yeah, that was a big no call there. If they would have got a flag there after getting the holding penalty, that would have really hurt the defense.
That was Jameer Cartagena, a wide receiver who is now out on defense for the Hornets.
Big 3rd down play. Johnson looks at the sideline. Bell still in at running back. And, of course, I'd go back to Martinez. He looks like the sharpest one out there. Straight up the middle with Bell. Gets a couple yards. It's going to bring up a 4th down. And we'll see if they'll go for the field goal. Looks like they will here with 8:02 to go in the 1st quarter.
That was a nice tackle there by Eric Rory to hold him there on 4th down.
Richardson comes on in. They're going to spot the ball right at the 24. You add on 10, it'll be a 34-yard attempt for Richardson against your Hornets. So the Bobcats trying to increase the lead. Goes far to the right, and the defense comes up with the stop. Guys, we talked about the defense. Caleb, they had to do something. They stopped them on this drive.
Yeah, I mean, they did luck out with that holding penalty and the no call from Cartagena, but it was just enough to be able to keep the points off the board and keep it a one-possession game.
So it's 7:33 to go here in the 1st quarter. The Hornets are trailing by 7. It's the Bobcats 7, the Hornets 0 here on Hornet Radio. See what the Hornets can do. Can they just open up the field a little and get things going? Throw it quickly over here to the side. Nice little pass, nice little catch taken right there. And Desmond Duffy pulls that one in. So it looks like the number 4s for both teams are the guys that can catch the football. Chris Lunsberg gets ready, looks over the sideline. Lunsberg throws it out there, let Duffy get the ball. Goes back, quick 3-step drop, throws it over here to the flat. Tries to get it to his back, sneaking out of the backfield, but Fred Hunter just gets wrapped up.
I mean, he looked like he was backpedaling on his route. He was stumbling over his feet, trying to make a turn, and just couldn't quite turn fast enough to avoid the tackle.
But that was a great open field tackle there by Amon Carter as well.
3rd down and a long 1.5 for your Hornets. Straight up the middle. Nice little stutter step by Hunter to get the 1st down for Fullerton.
Yeah, he's been our leading rusher all season, and that was a great footwork there to get through the line and get the 1st down.
So you run with a little delay and a stutter step, and you move the ball. Desmond Duffy goes to the far side of the field. They stay with Hunter. Right off a right tackle, and they get a gain of about 5. So the offensive line, Caleb, is actually getting things going for this Hornet team.
Yeah, that was a great push by that right side of Hayden Frazier, Michael McDonald, and Dylan Spencer to open up that hole for Fred Hunter and get him the space he needed.
Fullerton go with an empty backfield. They'll hold things up because Fullerton changed the offensive set with new players. The defense gets to match up. That's why the official is holding up the play. 2nd down and a long 3 for the Hornets. Throw it over the flat. Turn, catch it. 1st down. Did he make the sticks? He made the sticks. So we're going to move the chains one more time for the Hornets.
It was Harlem Harris on the right side out there, just tiptoeing the sideline enough to get the 1st.
Lunsberg has got things going right now. In motion goes J.T. Weir. Now he goes in the backfield. Hands it off. Dive play right off the hip of the center with 5:24 to go.
The offensive line is really starting to open up holes, and I think that's a great call there to put Weir in the backfield. He's a smaller, shiftier player, and to get behind those big guys, I think that was a great call there.
Fred Hunter comes back in. So Hunter comes back in. Logan Lester comes to the near side of the field. 2nd down and long 6 for the Hornets. Hunter, pitch back, flea flicker. 2 all by themselves. Touchdown. Guys, pick them. 2 receivers down the field, and you throw it and get the touchdown.
You know what, Mark? I saw them at practice this week working on that multiple times, and they ran it to perfection there. They had 3 different receivers wide open there for the touchdown.
They answered Saddleback's trickery with a little bit of trickery of their own. Instead of a double pass, it's a flea flicker, leaving J.T. Weir wide open for yet another deep ball from Lunsberg, his 4th of the season.
And he really, guys, when you think about it, he had 2 to pick from. Logan Lester was saying, hey, throw it to me, throw it to me, throw it to me. They were all alone, and the Hornets, like Saddleback, with deception, have an opportunity to tie the game. With 4:45 to go and a little magic, they have tied this game.
Be sure to tune in to Hornet Radio, your campus soundtrack. We're streaming live with the best mix of music, talk, and local programming. Whether you're studying, commuting, or just hanging out, Hornet Radio keeps you connected to campus life. Listen online now.
You know what? And best music, best variety, best station in Southern California, Hornet Radio. That's right. Just listen to it all the time. As a matter of fact, we're Hornet Radio, broadcasting this football game for you today. Saddleback against Fullerton. As we're all tied up with 4:45 to go, well, I tell you what, you play Fudu, Hoodoo, I do, they did, and we're tied at 7 here on Hornet Radio. The Hornets, the Bobcats, two of the best in Orange County, tied at 7 here in the first quarter. 4:45 to go. James, Caleb, and the old guy hanging on with his fingernails. Corey Nalen behind me. Caleb and James to the right of me. A box with about 12,000 people in it up here. The oxygen is thin. Well, no, that's not really true. Sometimes it feels that way. Going deep. Taken at the 5. Looking to make the turn. Cuts upfield. Drugged down. Right there is Blaukamp, who pulls it in and makes it across the 30-yard line.
That was Mackay Connor on the tackle on the kickoff. Got high. Could have been shrugged off if he had a little better footing, but didn't and was able to drag him down.
I think I've noticed today that there's been a really sense of urgency in getting to the ball and attacking this ball carrier.
Luke Indorf comes to the near side of the field. So Indorf now on the field.
It was Nehemiah Norwood on that tackle right there.
Yeah, he really rallied to the ball quickly there, Caleb.
He's done that all game long. He had that tackle on the opening play. He's been solid in wrapping up today.
Straight dive. No dive. Fake right there. Quarterback taken down to the backfield.
Yeah, that was a great play by David Franklin there. He really didn't fall for that fake at all to the running back and tackled Nicky Johnson about 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage there.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 8.
The Hornet D pushes them back. 3rd down.
Big 3rd down for Saddleback. Go back, looking to go deep. Quarterback flips it down. Incomplete pass. Helmet comes off. He looked to the right. Nobody was open. He looked back to the middle and tried to give that little push pass that we have seen by so many quarterbacks. Incomplete.
Well, the main receiver he was looking for there fell on his route, which really slowed down everything and gave time to the defensive line to get to him.
As for this Fullerton defense, despite their struggles, they have been really good on 3rd down. Coming into today, only allowing 9 of 32 successful 3rd down conversions.
Brian Crook, Stevens fumble. Ball is out. They throw it over to the right, trying to make the turn. Defense stops everything, and it's a big special teams play once again. We saw it at the Moore Park game. It's here at this game. Special teams are very special.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was just a mistake by the long snapper. He snapped it into the up back, and Fullerton almost dove on it. I thought they had it, and then next thing I know, they're running with it, trying to lateral, and just a great tackle.
Yeah, once again, the Fullerton team is really rallying to the ball. I think they're very focused on making the tackles today, and it's showing.
Luke in.
Number 9, Corin Reinders.
Reinders now in at quarterback. So Reinders in, goes back, first play, throws it out here, big turn, stutter step, try to keep going, and Reinders on his first pass almost gets a 1st down.
That was a very nice move by Mark Essley there. He caught the ball and made a couple defenders miss before getting finally taken down at the 20.
Reinders looks back over at the sidelines. Luke Indorf to the near side of the field. Looked like they were going to hand off and go with the reverse. They decided not to. Graylin Kelly picks up a few yards on the play.
That was a great run there by Graylin, too. He fought for something when there really wasn't anything there, but he still picked up a good 4 yards on the carry.
It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 6 for the Hornets. JT Weir comes in. Weir goes to the far side of the field. Harlem Harris comes to the slot. Straight dive play up the middle. Not much room there for Kelly.
That was a good wrap-up tackle there by Zach Ballo.
2:02 to go. Tied at 7. Special teams comes up with the turnover that they needed. Logan Lester goes to the far side of the field. Lester said, hey, I was open, should have had a touchdown. JT Weir says, I'm in the slot here to the near side of the field. Kelly at running back. Renders at quarterback. Go back. Here comes the pressure. Sidesteps one, sidesteps two. Tries to get it away and just cannot do it from a defense that just said, hey, we're all over you. And a nice defensive play there by Gavin Bloom for the Bobcats.
It was good pocket presence by Reinders. Getting out to the right is just he was not able to make anything out of it. They were just all over him.
Well, they were lined up with trips left there, so when he rolled right, he had nobody to throw to. He was on his own out there.
So it's going to bring up a 4th down. The Hornets decide to forego a field goal attempt. Go back. Here comes the pressure. Reinders looks in the middle of the field. Nothing there. A hug, a flag, and the Hornets get bailed out on the penalty.
Yeah, they brought a blitz on that play, and the offensive line picked it up great. He had plenty of time to make the throw and got bailed out by a flag, though, in the back end there.
Okay,
I don't know
Caleb,
if
did
I'd
they get bailed out or not?
I was just going to say, I don't know if I'd exactly call that bailed out. He mugged him, basically fell on top of him trying to make that play, and it was a very clear call.
So we get pass interference against the Bobcats. They're going to move it down to the 3. It'll be 1st and goal at the 3-yard line with 43 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Renders. Looks him over. Throws over in the corner. Incomplete pass.
I like the idea there, though, to throw the quick fade route to Logan Lester. He's a big receiver. But Amon Carter is equally as big, so that's a good matchup over there on the far end there.
So they bring in a little tight end action. Blaine McGee comes into the game with Tyson Lewis. Go under center. Roll out. Renders. Throws. Ball gets tipped. And realize if everybody goes, hey, the receiver got tackled in the end zone. As soon as a ball is tipped, everybody is fair game. There's no pass interference. So if you say, hey, they tackled the receiver, that's why there is no flag on the play. Brings up 3rd and goal. I formation for the Hornets. Straight dive. Can he wither his way through? Touchdown right there as Graylin Kelly just follows that lead block for a touchdown.
Yeah, down at that side of the field, that's where you really need your big offensive linemen to do their job. And right there, they sure did.
That was Hayden Frazier, Kinney, and McDonald all up there for the Hornets, driving that lane through the middle.
So we'll see if the extra point is good as they get ready to spot. And the Hornets look to take a 7-point lead. The ball is spotted. The kick is up. And the kick is no good. So with 28 seconds to go here in the first quarter, it's the Hornets 13, the Bobcats 7 here on Hornet Radio.
Stay informed with The Hornet, your campus newspaper. From breaking news to in-depth investigations, our student journalists bring you the stories that matter to the FC community. Read it online today. The Hornet, where student voices make headlines.
And, you know, if you're really interested in finding out more about these programs, check them out here at Fullerton College. We talked about Hornet Radio, and now we go to journalism with the Hornet. You know, if you're an aspiring young writer, there's nothing better to do than, hey, come on over to Fullerton Community College, sit on that computer, and say, I'll write all about this football game today. And the old guy up in the booth, you know, I think he's lost. They keep turning him around, pointing him towards the field. Hornets up by 6. Kickover is going to stay in bounds. It does. Picked up at the 8. Trying to find some place to go with. Cannot get going at all. And Ben Stewart tried to get some yardage on that one, but just couldn't.
That was Raisin Parker weaving his way through that kickoff coverage, getting a wrap-up, pile driving him out of bounds.
22.7 seconds to go. And the Hornets special teams, they're going to get at least 3 of those points because if it wasn't for them, that 6 would not have happened. Saddleback comes up the line of scrimmage. Joseph Walter to the near side of the field. Clark, the running back. Dudden comes in at quarterback.
They don't have a guard.
They're sending out their tight end.
Timeout, Saddleback.
Timeout has been called by the Saddleback Bobcats.
So timeout on the field. As Saddleback decides, hey, you know what? I'm just going to take my time and come out here with 22.7 seconds to go in this first half. We talked about this Saddleback team and Jeff Fisher. Jeff Fisher has been with a variety of teams. Guys, did you know Jeff Fisher still holds the pass record at Cerritos for the highest completion percentage at .680?
Really, really impressive. No idea how it got that high, but
He was good, man. That's how it got that high.
He's a good young coach. He almost looks like he could still go out there and throw the ball around.
They come out. Tyler Dudden at quarterback. Dudden goes back, throws it over the flat. Just a little push at the line of scrimmage, enough to slow down the receiver so he could not catch the football.
yeah, that was a great bump by Norwood. After the jam press, it looked like Walker may have had a step on him, but the ball was just a tiny bit out of his reach.
So Walter to the near side of the field. Far side of the field, Francisco Martinez. 2nd down and 10. Clark at running back. Dudden at quarterback. 2nd down and 10 as we come to the last few seconds of this quarter. Try to run a sweep to the far side, going deep in the hole and getting driven out of bounds was Clark. Could not make the turn on the play.
No, this defense is playing so much better today than they did last week against Ventura. They are really swarming the ball carrier, and the defensive line is really getting a lot of pushback there.
That brings us to the end of the first quarter. As we come to the end of the first quarter, it's the Hornets 13, the Bobcats 7, here on Sportsnet USA.net. Oh, Hornet Radio. I'm sorry, I went to Sportsnet. Hornet Radio.
And don't miss the Coaches Show, your inside look at Hornet Athletics. Get exclusive interviews, game analysis, and behind-the-scenes access you won't find anywhere else. Available as a podcast on all platforms, or catch it on video form on YouTube if you want to see me and Ryan looking hopefully good. The Coaches Show, where sports meets entertainment.
You know what? I just got dizzy for a second. Somebody was saying if they're looking good, I got dizzy for a second. But if you're a Hornet fan here on Hornet Radio, and we are the voice of Fullerton College football, don't forget football next Tuesday night here on Hornet Radio. Joe and Ryan will be here. James will be out there, maybe Caleb, myself. we'll see what happens then, all here on Hornet Radio. Said the other company because that's just a memory from the old days. 24 years of calling it for Sportsnet. Big 3rd down and 13 for the Bobcats. Looking to go. Tyler Dudden picks it up, gets lead down there. Nobody's stopping him. He turns the corner, up the field, sidesteps one all the way to the 50. Guys, if defense does not stop you, you take what they give you.
Yeah, there was nobody in front of him there. He had a good 30 yards without any Hornets around him. That was a great decision there by Tyler Dudden.
1st down and 10 at midfield for the Bobcats as they're just flourishing right now. Pierce comes in near side of the field. Dudden at quarterback. Clark at running back. 1st down and 10 for the Bobcats at the 50. Dudden goes back. Flips it over to Clark. Clark's got people in front of him. Down the sidelines. Gets knocked out of bounds at the 25.
That was Amir Garrison with the knockout, and that was just a beautifully well done halfback slip screen. I mean, there was nobody out there. All 5 or 6 players for the front Hornets rushed the quarterback, and he just had all the time in the world to run.
They marked him out at the 30, so it'll be a 1st down and 10 at the 30 as the Bobcats are trying to answer the Hornets score. Big 1st down. Dudden looks over. Clark still at running back. Martinez on the far side of the field. Going back over here for Pierce. Pierce gets the flag that he wanted, guys. Pierce was running and got mugged along the way.
Yeah, the referee had no choice but to throw the flag on that play. Ethan Charpentier was blitzing up the middle, too, and got a good hit on the quarterback, but all for naught. The penalty is going to give him the 1st down.
It looks like Leonard Adams is questioning what he did wrong. He's looking towards the sideline like, I was squared up. I don't know what I did wrong, but it was a clear hold.
So that's going to move them all the way down to the 20-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Bobcats. Pierce comes here to the near side of the field. Martinez in the slot next to him. 1st down and 10. Take power and move it from right to left. Then they go back. Dudden takes it. This time he gets met by a couple gray jerseys.
That was Eric Rory with the wrap-up hit, and he just pile drove him into the floor. Looked like they went for a read option, and Rory did not fall for it.
Yeah, he's been flying all over the field. That's not the first time we've called his name. He's been making good tackles all day.
Walter goes at the far side of the field. Joseph Walter on the far side of the field for the Bobcats. Pierce to the near side of the field. In the slot once again for the Bobcats is Martinez. They run off a left tackle, trying to get in. The defense is there to make the play as they round up Montecero right there.
Yeah, good wrap-up tackle there by Des Palomalu.
So Montecero doesn't get far. It's going to be a gain of about a half a yard. It'll be 3rd down. I'm going to leave it at 10 yards.
Big play here for the Fullerton defense.
Hornets, let's see if they bring everybody. Walk up the line of scrimmage to the near side of the field, then they back off. Not going to play bump and run. It looked like they might. Drop the safety deep. Dudden feels pressure. Now comes the opening. Throws across the middle of the field. Hit twice, and defense smothers with 2 people. And he would knock out the ball from Joseph Walter.
That was a great adjustment there by Brian Crooks in the defense. Last time on 3rd down, he scrambled and got about 30 yards on the rush. This time he had a spy on him, and he didn't have that option. He was forced to throw the ball.
So the Bobcats decide not to go for it. They're going to try a field goal attempt. Ball will get spotted at the 25. You add 10, that's a 35-yard attempt for John Richardson. Richardson missed his last point after touchdown. Ball is spotted. Kick is up. And the kick is no good.
That was a big stand there for the Fullerton defense. That Fullerton defense looks so much improved from last week. They're really wrapping up. They're forcing the quarterback to make decisions he usually wouldn't, and they get the ball back there. And let's hope the offense can drive back down and put some more points on the board.
On top of all of that, that's 3 missed kicks now in this game alone. Missed extra point out of Fullerton and 2 missed field goals out of Saddleback, both around 35 yards like that last one just was. I wonder what's got to be going on to make them miss so many.
Well, we'll see what happens. And do we give special teams credit as Lundsberg comes back in at quarterback? So Lundsberg back in at quarterback. Fred Hunter in at running back for your Hornets. First down and 10 at the 20-yard line. Lundsberg has time, throws it, short arms the pass. Guy, I tell you what, you've got somebody wide open, you try to get too perfect, you'll short arm a throw.
That's exactly what just happened. I mean, you could see it, the hitch in his arm and as it come in.
It's going to bring up a second down and 10 for your Hornets. Lundsberg, same play, this time follows through. It's going to get a gain of maybe a yard on the play. Defense by the Bobcats really reacted on that play.
Yeah, Logan Luganbill, he's been their star player all season. He just flies to the ball. That was a great tackle there.
Logan Lester goes to the far side of the field. So Lester goes to the far side of the field. We know he already thought he should have had a ball thrown. JT Ware is in the slot to the near side of the field. Lundsberg goes back. Go over to Logan. Logan Lester catches it. Gets wrestled down at the 35.
That was a great catch by Logan Lester there. The defender was all over him, but Lundsberg really put the ball in there tight, and he made the good contested catch for the first down.
So, first down and 10 at the 35. 10:53 to go here in the second quarter. Go back again. Go over to the middle of the field and just a little too much on it as he was looking for JT Ware. If the ball would have been on the money, JT would have kissed everybody goodbye.
Yeah, they had no safety over the back of there. If he'd have caught that, he had nothing but gray turf in front of him.
So it's going to bring up a second down and 10. Officials look at each other, walk up, get ready to go. Straight little dive play off of center or left guard. Just eaten up in the backfield by the Bobcat defense. So the Hornets lose a couple yards, going to bring up a third down. Both these teams were moving up and down the field. Now they're staggering just a little. Big third down play for your Hornets. Here comes the blitz. The Bobcats cross the middle, incomplete. And give it to Lundsberg guys who hung in there when they decided to throw pressure at him.
And the throw was right on the money too, but Jacob Sekioba was right there to hit him as soon as the ball got there. Great play by the defense. Tough break for Fullerton.
Yeah, and you really would have thought that maybe Harris would have held onto the ball, but he did get clothesline on that play. Fourth down. So the Hornets are going to punt it away with 10-11 to go here in the second quarter. Pressure comes up. High, spiral, bringing down rain, signaled for a fair catch right at the 31-yard line. So they're going to mark him right at the 32. They said, yeah, he got that foot there. It'll be first down and 10. Of course, somebody says we should have a flag on the field, which there is, and they're going to put that right there at the 40. Holding against Saddleback is what they signal. So that'll move him back 10 yards with 10:04 to go.
I want to go back to the punt coverage real quick. Number 34 for the Bobcats, that was Orlando Gonzalez. He was really, really close to blocking it. It looked like he gave up at the last second and just kind of put both his hands out there and swatted instead of if he had done a full dive, I feel like he definitely could have blocked that punt.
So Tyler Dudden comes back out at quarterback. First down and 10, right at the 22-yard line. Dudden goes back. He's going to throw a little screen, and it was, oh, baby, was that flushed out or what?
Yeah, that was a great play there by the defense. Eric Rory is flying all over the field. He wasn't falling for the screen this time.
So that brings up a second down and 10 for the Bobcats. Martinez comes to the near side of the field. In the slot next to him is going to be Kyle Bailey. Bailey looks over, steps up, and we're going to get timeout just for a second. See if they're going to reset the down marker, if that's what they're doing, which they are. They wind the clock. So Martinez and Bailey to the near side of the field. Dudden at quarterback. Second down and 10 for the Bobcats. Run right off a left tackle. Can't make a tackle. Give up 9 on the play. Gotta make that tackle on Bell, and they just don't. Move the chains. They give him 10.
And that's the arm tackling we were talking about at the beginning of the broadcast. Not wrapping up and kind of just half going for it instead of full hit. The second hit was a lot better, but by that point it was too late.
Ben Stewart now comes to the near side of the field. First down and 10. They look for Stewart. They give it to Stewart. Almost gets away. If it wasn't for a jersey, he might still be running.
Yeah, that was a good one-handed tackle there by Muhammad Hasuna. Luckily, he stopped him before he got to the first down.
9 minutes to go. Big 9 minutes going in this game. Bell still in the backfield with Dudden. They're on a roll. They hand it. They don't because there's a bobble. And Dudden, who has been in trouble, just finds a magical way to keep on running.
Yeah, that was a broken play there. He made a great play. That was a bad snap by the center. He picked the ball up, made something out of nothing, and got them the first down. Great play by Tyler Dudden.
So you look on the far side of the field. Stewart on the far side of the field. Dudden at quarterback. Bailey in the slot on the far side of the field. Dudden goes over, looks to go there. Pitch and catch. Got a tackle, and once again, they wrestle people out of bounds, but they just can't make that initial tackle.
It was E.J. Robinson on the initial wrap-up, and he had him by the leg, and it looked like the receiver just high-stepped out of it.
8:12 to go.
Yeah, Oscar Madrigal had pressure on the quarterback too there, but didn't get there quite in time.
Stewart comes to the near side of the field. Standing next to him is going to be Martinez. Second down and a long 2. So second down and 2 for the Bobcats. Tyler Dudden looks things over. They're moving down the field slowly. Ball comes out. Dudden falls on it. And guys, once again, this has been where they've had a mishandle as Bell. I don't know, did he walk away from him or did Dudden not get him the ball?
I think that's the problem when you have the rush, the option offense. Sometimes you don't know if the quarterback's.
So they quickly come back up. 7:26 to go. Third down for the Bobcats. Big third down play. Third down and 7. They bring pressure. Throwing it over here. Dropping it right on the money. And Francisco Martinez, he has afterburners when he catches the football.
They were playing, Fullerton defense was playing a little bit of soft coverage because they know they had 7 yards to go. Francisco just slant and caught it. Nobody near him got to his top speed.
So they move the chains down to the 18-yard line. First down and 10. They're moving the ball. Martinez comes to the near side of the field. In the slot next to him is Ben Stewart. Dudden keeps it himself, gets taken down for a tackle for loss.
Yeah, that was a great play by Des Palomalo there. He read that like a book.
So Tyler Dudden just could not get away. You know, comes up just, you know, a little slow on the play. Ben Stewart goes in the slot on the far side of the field. Martinez here to the near side of the field. Dudden at quarterback. Second down and 14 for the Bobcats. We get motion on the line of scrimmage. That's going to move them back 5 more yards.
It was Greg Shade who jumped a little bit early for the Bobcats.
So that moves them back 5. Wind the clock. 5:48 to go. Martinez stays to the near side of the field. Bell in at running back. Dudden at quarterback. Stewart in the slot on the far right side. Second down and 17. Draw play right off a right tackle. Nice little draw play there. Bell picks up a few yards on the run.
Yeah, another tackle there by Des Palomalo. He's definitely wrapping up and making the tackle. Good gain there, but forces 3rd and long.
Bailey goes in the slot on the right. Again, near side of the field, Martinez. In the slot next to him is going to be Stewart. Bell in the backfield. Dudden at quarterback. They look over. 3rd down and 13. Go back. Throw it over to Bell in the flat, and that's where he gets tackled, in the flat.
Yeah, Muhammad Hasuna really swarmed to the ball there.
So they call timeout on the field for a second. I thought Jeff Fisher was going to call timeout, but he didn't. I thought he was. He walked out there like he wanted to. And Caleb, they have not been successful with any of these field goals. You're going to mark that at the 27, 37-yard attempt for Richardson. We'll see what happens. So they'll put it down to 27. There is a whistle. And is it this time where Fisher called timeout or what? Yeah.
It was a good decision to call timeout, too.
No, there's a flag, Caleb.
Oh, there was?
Yeah. So I thought Fisher was going to do it. They're going to stay out there. So now you're spotting it at the 32. You add 10. It is a 42-yard attempt for John Richardson. Ball is spotted. The kick is up. Is it doesn't have enough? It does not.
I think it had enough, just a little bit wide right once again.
Once again, this Fullerton defense holds them up. And to hold them to 7 points with only 4 minutes left in the half, that's a big improvement over the last couple of weeks, Mark.
So 13-7 right now. Your Hornets hanging on to a slim 6-point lead. We'll see if they can increase that before the half with 3:56 to go. Lunsberg comes back out at running back. Logan Lester goes to the far side of the field. Lunsberg goes back, rolls out, looking for somebody to quickly throw it to. He does. He gets it to J.T. Weir, who pulls it in. And they give him a gain up to the 30. Just a little past it. So we're going to give him 4. It's going to be 2nd down and 6. Fullerton wants to keep going. Once again, go the other way. Logan Lester steps back for the football. He is blown down at the 34. when he thought he could get away, but that didn't happen with 3:24 to go. Fullerton just says, let's keep going. Keep the speed working, and we'll see if that works out for him. Desmond Duffy now goes to the far side of the field. So Duffy goes to the far side of the field. In the slot to the near side of the field is JT Weir. 3rd down and 2 for the Hornets. Little nice dive play, just enough. Off a right tackle, 1st down.
Yeah, Dylan Spencer really did push him back there. And the extra effort there from Red Hunter got him the 1st down.
So we move the chain as they're staying with that no-huddle offense, maybe to just see what they react to. Straight dive play against. This again off the right side. They're going to keep moving the pile all the way to the 45.
And there he is again, 79, Dylan Spencer pushing the pile. Fred Hunter's legs never stop turning, and he pushes for the extra yards there. Nice gain of about 6 yards there.
So we'll see if they let the clock run down or try to get one more in. That was a big gain of 6 right at the 45. 2nd down and 4 for the Hornets. Bobcats walk up. They're coming. Throw it out here. JT Weird gets away from one, tries to splint away from another one, just can't do it as Weir gets drugged down.
Yeah, he was 1 block away from taking it to the house there.
So they're going to mark him. Oh, they give him the 1st down. Well, it's Christmas time here in the summer on Hornet Radio. We're at the 2-minute stoppage point. It's the Hornets 13, the Bobcats 7 here on Hornet Radio.
And always make sure to get the inside scoop with Inside Fullerton Magazine. From campus updates to student spotlights, we cover the stories that make FC special. Pick up your print copy around campus or read the latest issue online. Inside Fullerton, your window into campus life.
So, James, you look at the way they have manufactured points in this game because of special teams, and yet they've given up 90 points in the first 2 games, and of course today they've given up a paltry 7 against a very good Saddleback team.
Well, they've really taken their top receiver out of the equation. Gentilella has had a great season so far, but he hasn't touched the ball once yet this game. Their defense is swarming to the ball, and they're making better tackles.
Yeah, they've only looked at Gentilella once in this game.
2 minutes of magic. Here we go, Hornet fans.
1st down and 10 at the 49. Straight up the middle again. Just right off the right side. They become very right-handed in the running attack in this game.
Right, Mike McDonald and Dylan Spencer really are getting a good push for him. And it doesn't hurt either. The running backs are really pushing for the extra yard or 2.
Harris Kaysen comes in. So it's 2nd down. Lensberg goes back. He has time. He says he's going to run it all by himself. Take it at the 20. Taken out right there is the magic man for this team.
Yeah, great catch there by Fox Hagen. And the Lions really had a nice, healthy pocket for him. He had all day to throw the ball, and he delivered on a dime.
So Wiley, crafty as a fox, gets him down close to the goal line. 1st and goal for the Hornets. Throw, back shoulder. Is it pulled in? Touchdown, Hornets!
Oh my goodness, what a catch. That was Logan Lester, I believe.
So they pull it in on a back shoulder pass, what they throw, and when you look at a back shoulder pass, that's exactly what it is. That's the description. So we get ready for the point after. They'll spot it at the 10. You add 10, extra points are 20 yards long. We'll see if the Hornets can get that 20th point here with 1 minute, 8 seconds to go in the first half. Ball is spotted, kick is up, and the kick is good. With 1 minute 8 left on the clock, It's now the Hornets 20, the Bobcats 7 on Hornet Radio.
That was a great catch there by Logan Lester. Sometimes when you have good defense, you can't beat a great catch. He caught that with one hand and got the touchdown there.
And Caleb, when you think about it, a back shoulder catch is strictly one of those that is very hard to defend.
Right. I mean, especially if it's perfect ball placement like it was, there's not much you can do short of pass interference, and obviously you don't want to do that. And that was great defense, but even better catch, pulling it in with one hand while his other one was a bit tangled up with the defender.
So the Hornets still showing us offense, but James, they've got the counterpart playing today so far.
Right, all three sides of the ball, to be honest with you. Special teams, offense, defense, they are all playing well today, and it's showing with a 20-7 lead with a minute left in the first half.
Blaukamp back deep with Nico Lopez, I believe, on the far side of the field on this kickoff. Hornets 20, Bobcats 7 here on Hornet Radio. Your Hornets looking to go 2-1 for the season. Taken at the 10. To the outside. Cutting back to the middle, staying on his feet. It's now a foot race around the corner, looking for that opening. Just going down the field, finally get drugged out of bounds, and that was Roman Harden who brought it back for the Bobcats.
That was a big return for Saddleback because they really need to try and put points on the board here before the half, and that's a good start to the drive there.
So Harden was back there and brings that one in. They're going to spot it all the way down at the 35 with 54 seconds to go. The Bobcats looking to get some points on the board. Dudden in at quarterback. And we're getting the officials that are talking to each other. So we'll see what the discussion is. So what we're getting up here is there might have been personal foul against Saddleback. And so when you try a straight arm and you grab that mask and twist the head a little, that's going to cost you a penalty.
That's a big break there for the Fullerton defense, too, because that pushes them back from the 35 all the way back to the 50-yard line.
Gentilella is like Ryan told me to say it. Make sure you get all three of them in there to the near side of the field. Dudden at quarterback, going up, down deep, overshoots his receiver. No possibility to pull that one in with 49.3 seconds to go. Second down and 10. Joseph Walter on the far side of the field. Bela in the slot on the far side of the field. Dudden goes across the middle. Catch, hit, tackle, and really a beautiful catch by Joseph Walter, who comes across, gets hit big time, and holds on to the football.
Yeah, that was a great catch. He showed great hands there because Fred Adams was right there as soon as the ball got there, but he was able to hold on and pick up about 8 yards on the play.
Timeout on the field with 40.4 seconds to go here in the second quarter on Hornet Radio. The Hornets 20, the Bobcats 7 here on Hornet Radio.
Are you ready to tell the stories that matter? Fullerton College's journalism program offers hands-on training in print, digital, and broadcast media. Learn from working professionals using industry-standard equipment. Get certified in journalism, PR, or advertising, and graduate job ready. Your media career starts here at Fullerton College.
So as we get ready for our last 40.4 seconds, the Bobcats will take anything. to feel like they're back in the game. 3 points will only put them down by 10. That's what they're looking for here, maybe more. Big third down and 3. Dive play right over there. Get across the 40. That's going to give you a first down. They stop the clock to move the chains. They'll set them at 34.9 seconds. Quickly going to the far side of the field is Ben Stewart. They don't look at Ben. They come here to the near side of the field. First connection in the game, James. You talked about the receiver. Big Gunner has only had one he could catch.
Yeah, so far the defense has held him down. You'll take those little short 5-yard, 6-yard gains, but to keep him out of the game completely is going to be very hard to do.
First down and 10 for the Bobcats, trying to creep in there or at least get within reasonable field goal range. Dudden goes to the far side of the field, and he's going to throw it to his best receiver. That's Ben Stewart who pulls it in over there.
He was also able to get out of bounds there to stop the clock, because Saddleback only has one timeout remaining, so it was key that he got out of bounds there.
22.3. Bailey comes in the slot to the near side of the field. And we're going to get timeout Hornets. That's exactly what we're going to get. With 22.3 seconds, well, Brian Crook says, hey, enough's enough. We've given up 7. That's our allotment for the day. And he calls timeout on the field. For Caleb, James, and the old guy, we're happy that you're watching Fullerton College football here on Hornet Radio. Don't forget, Tuesday night, the other football here on Hornet Radio.
And also, discover Hornet Media, your hub for all things Fullerton College. From news and sports to entertainment and podcasts, our student-produced content keeps you connected to campus life. Find us online, on air, and in print. Hornet Media, where student creativity meets professional quality.
Brian Crooks has to be thrilled with the defense so far today. It's been a big improvement over the last couple games. Now, with 22 seconds left in this half, I think the key here is if you hold them to 3, you're happy. 7 hurts, 3, you're happy.
You know since I know Brian Crooks, let's change one word. Brian is happy. He's not thrilled because Brian Crooks expects this from the defense all the time. Not saying you're wrong. Just saying that's Brian. Big second down and 5. Doesn't go back. They bring the blitz, all-out blitz across the middle, and they drop football. They're not calling that a catch. Fullerton thought they had a fumble. The pressure. Brian dialed it up and said, hey, you know what? You're standing in the kitchen and there's no heat. Let's turn up the burners. And that's what put the pressure on him.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what they need is pressure to stop this Saddleback team from getting in the end zone because their kicker has missed 2 already, so I think you're happy.
Dutton goes back. Once again, they bring it. Come over, and they throw to the big man who can just always pull in the football. Ben Stewart, hands catcher, good size receiver.
Yeah, he's very shifty. He's their go-to guy when they need a score. He's all over the field. They put him on punt return, kick return, and here he is a receiver catching the ball too.
So it's going to be first and goal from the 8 with 11 seconds to go. See if Brian brings the heat and hopes for the best. Standard drop, fought into it, hand fight, pushing on both sides. So if people are watching that at home saying there should have been a flag, little push from the white jersey, little push from the gray jersey, no call by the officials. I love that by the officials that lets them play. 7.8 seconds to go. They look over. Saddleback wants to make sure they can get on the board. 1 timeout left for the Bobcats. Dudden goes back. He has time. Once again, going to go the same direction. Little grab, little tug. There's the flag. You're smiling about that, James, because you saw the grab, then the tug, and then the flag came out.
Yeah, Nehemiah Norwood, he was really on him. But it's hard to stick Cantalela. He's a tough matchup one-on-one. With no safety help there, you got to do what you got to do to stop him from getting in the end zone.
So we're going to sneak it up just a little. Unfortunately, it goes down to 4.7 seconds. If they don't throw it, they better be quick or say to the referee now, hey, when they hit the dirt, I want a timeout. Just making sure the ball is in the right spot. Clark in the backfield. Tyler Dudden, the quarterback. Watch on the far side of the field, because that's where the big man is. Big, down, here they come, bringing heat. Who do they go? Far side of the field, caught, touchdown, and a reach back catch by Martinez. This kid has been magical in this first half for the Bobcats.
Yeah, he's got great hands. That ball was a little behind him, but he showed it and caught it with his hands and got the touchdown there. That was a big score for Saddleback.
With 0.5 seconds, just squeaking in underneath the clock. The Bobcats said, well, we know it's past midnight, but we don't want the folks to know. And they got in before curfew. Touchdown. So unsportsmanlike conduct. So unsportsmanlike conduct against the Bobcats. It will be walked off on the extra point. And Caleb, they just haven't done well kicking in the ball. Is this where you all of a sudden go for two? You haven't made a field goal in that sense. You made the first extra point. That's been it. Why not be daring here with 0.5 seconds?
I mean, I would. This is exactly the distance that the kicker missed from earlier in the first quarter. I mean, trust in your kicker, but I would have gone for it.
Ball gets spotted at the 25. 35-yard attempt. The kick is up. It's good.
The 35-yard PAT is up and good. With half a second left on the clock.
So the Bobcats do what you needed to do. James, I mean, you're struggling all day, but yet you look at the scoreboard, you're really down by 6.
Yeah, that was a big score there before the half to get it closer. Their offense hasn't looked as sharp as it has the first 2 games of the season, but they're still right there in this game.
And Caleb, you thought maybe the Hornets would run away, but they haven't.
Make sure to launch your broadcasting career with Fullerton College's radio program. Get hands-on experience with professional equipment, learn on-air skills like me and James are doing right now, audio production, and digital media from industry experts. From behind the mic to behind the scenes, we'll prepare you for the radio industry. Enroll today.
So if you're Saddleback, you're going to kick it as far as you can. If you're the Hornets, and there's a little kick down the middle, and you fall in the ball, and that's going to bring us to the end of the first half. As we come to the end of the first half, well, if you're a Hornet fan, you're happy because you're up by 6. Fullerton 20, Saddleback 14 here at the half on Hornet Radio. So we'll see what happens in that second half here when the Hornets come back out. Stick around here at halftime because we're going to have stats and everything else and a little more discussion with what's happened in this game and see if the halftime show can make a little more clarity than maybe I necessarily didn't in that first half. But so far, so good, and we'll see what happens. The Hornets started off slow. They came up strong. They finally took the lead, and the Bobcats reacted well by getting that last 7 on the board to only trail by 6. So I'm going to take a little break, walk away, reset myself for the second half so that, well, I won't be as shaky as I was in the first, and I want to thank everybody for saying, yeah, he's old. Just that's okay. As now we get ready for a little halftime conversation here on Hornet Radio. The Hornets, 20. Saddleback, 14 on Hornet Radio.
Well, Mark, that was fun. So Fullerton up at the half, 20-14. Corey Nalen and Henry Medina just joining you and hanging out just a little bit. As we're going to get into the halftime stats as soon as we have those. Henry, what did you see in that first half of play that really stood out for Fullerton?
In that first half for Fullerton, I really like how they established the running game, especially in the middle, behind their all-conference center, Hayden Frazier, Kini at guard, and McDonald at guard. Mr. Kelly, first half, 5 attempts, 12 yards, and a touchdown. He was pounding the rock for the Hornets, and Fred Hunter, who's been the lead back this season, also had 5 carries for 22 yards. I really like how they established the run in the first half, and Lunsberg was able to have 2 touchdowns that first half, taking those big shots over the top, baiting the Saddleback Bobcat defense to stop the run and get those 2 touchdowns with 150 yards in the first half.
So Chris was 12 of 17, 150 yards, like you said, in those 2 touchdowns. In the pocket, he's not a mover, so you're not expecting him to run, but he really battled back in that first half of play. So when you saw those dive plays we were talking in that first half, and like you reiterated, Fred Hunter and Graylin Kelly were running up really nice behind those tackles. That offensive line is averages 6'3", 305 pounds. How will they improve in the second half? Just take a wild guess on that.
Well, I feel like they're really wearing down the Bobcats defense. Like we talked about in the pregame, the Bobcats run a 4-2-5 defense. What they really want to do is send pressure off the edges with those defensive backs. They run that nickel package and those 5 DBs in the field. They haven't done that. They've been a lot more conservative, trying to take away Lunsberg. But because of that run game being so successful, especially in those short yardage situations, the Hornets have been able to hit them over the top.
And again, on the outside, you see Logan Lester with 4 catches, as you mentioned, and JT with 4 catches. On the outside, can they exploit that, or do you feel that the inside and that interior and the seams is going to be open for Fullerton in that second half?
Yeah, I think the run game is going to continue. Is going to open up some more. I think you see waves are being made in that interior between, like I talked about, behind Frazier, behind McDonald, behind Kini, and it seems like those front guys, they really want to rush the passer. They really want to send the blitz and disrupt the pass game. But I think they're doing a great job of wearing down that defensive front for the Bobcats.
And on the flip side, you got Saddleback, who they came out and really surprised Fullerton with the trick play on that halfback option pass. That was out to Joseph Walter, who connected 47 yards. And they've had a couple other plays in the first half with Tyler Dudden running against that zone defense for Fullerton man-to-man pressure and turning their back so he get picked up that long 30-yard gain. Have they been effective as they were against Citrus?
Saddleback's offense.
Saddleback's offense.
So Saddleback, again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but the pattern for this whole season for both these teams has whoever's been able to establish the line of scrimmage and get the running game going, the pattern's been they've been victorious in the end. So,
What are your thoughts on if
excuse me as we're messing with the audio. Saddleback's offense has been trying to take advantage again of the Hornets' lack of run defense last week, where they gave up over 300 yards to Ventura, and again are trying to hit those big plays over the top. That's Saddleback, that is. So I think that, again, if they try to reestablish the run, which actually the Hornets have actually kind of sold out a couple times, and like we said, we saw that trick play in the first half. That's what got the Hornets DBs to bite and give that big first quarter touchdown.
And you look at Dudden, like you said, 8 of 14, 87 yards, 1 touchdown. That Joseph Walter, 1 of 1 for 47 yards. Nicky Johnson had a big game last week at 59 yards. Now, the run game, as you mentioned, with Dudden, Bell, and Clark. Clark had over 180 yards total offense last week. Specifically, what has Fullerton done well to keep him in check?
Well, they're tackling a lot better. They are establishing the line of scrimmage on the defensive side. Madrigal, Palamalu has made a bigger impact this game. We've seen Charpentier in his sophomore campaign, getting in on almost every tackle, and just not giving up, any easy missed tackles. They're tackling pretty well. We probably want to see a little bit better in the open field. Hasune on the outside against some of those slot receivers at linebacker, and they're bouncing some plays to him. He's doing an okay job out there on the edge, and that's going to be what the key is. Can you establish a line of scrimmage, and can you tackle? It's
Speaking,
football.
and we'll stay on the Fullerton side of the ball on the defensive side. Charpentier with 6 tackles leads the way. Hasuna with 4. Rory, who got the start today, with 4 tackles as well. And Micah that's Des Palomalo, with 4 tackles and 1 tackle for loss. Who else has been playing pretty well besides those, or what else have you seen, not from Charpentier or Hasuna? Give me one more person that you saw in that first half of play for the Hornets.
I thought coverage-wise, the Hornets are doing pretty well, but Gentilella, we saw at the end of that half, got the better of Mr. Norwood on the near sideline, on the near corner of the end zone. But he's had a pretty good game overall. It's a tough assignment this week, and I know he's trying his best out there, and they're going to try to stop those playmakers on the outside between Martinez and Gentilella for Saddleback.
So David Franklin had 1 sack and a lot of tackles for loss for the Hornets. Franklin, well, it says Graylin Kelly had a tackle for loss, but he did not have a tackle for loss.
No.
So that's Franklin had a tackle for loss and a sack. Palomalu had 4 tackles and a tackle for loss. Perumian had a half a tackle for loss. That goes along with Ethan Charpentier, and Mohamed Hasuna had 1 tackle for loss for the Hornets. In the secondary, what did you see from the Hornets, Joseph?
From the secondary, I thought they had great coverage. I thought we started the game off a little slow, but I think in the second quarter, after we got some momentum going, I thought we had great coverage. I thought from the cornerbacks, I thought we were able to cover good. I think that on the flea flicker, of course, a trick play is always hard to manage, and we were able to give up. We gave up 2 penalties at the end of the second quarter that resulted in a touchdown for Saddleback.
And with those pass breakups, you saw Adams, Johnson, and Norwood all have pass breakups in that first half for the Fullerton College Hornets. And for Saddleback, they played well. Their defense played well enough to keep them in the game. These are, they said, the 2 best teams in Orange County, along with Golden West. So the 3 best teams in Orange County, you're going to say Fullerton, Saddleback, and Golden West. What did Saddleback do in that first half defensively, Henry, for you, that you saw that really stood out, or a specific player that stood out?
Defensively, not really a guy that was too much on my radar, but totally stood out to me today. Number 59, Gavin Blum, had 4 total tackles, a sack, and another tackle for a loss. So he did a great job penetrating the middle from his defensive tackle position and taking care of the run game best he could, as well as the rest of the front 7.
All right, Noah Luganbill had 2 tackles. Cohen Ollie had 2 as well. Cedric Dunklin had 2. Marley McKenzie had 4 tackles in that first half for the Bobcats. Jack Knutson had 2 tackles as well, and half a tackle for a loss. Eamon Carter had 3 tackles, and Brandon Ross had 2. Those really were the leaders in that first half of play for the Bobcats on the defensive side of the ball. No interceptions by either squad. There was a fumble, but wasn't lost by Saddleback. So no turnovers. A very clean game that way for both these teams. Fullerton last week didn't really have a clean game, Henry. As you mentioned, 42 missed tackles in that ball game. Penalties galore at times.
30 total penalties in that game. 14 by Fullerton, 16 by Ventura. Made the game last a long time. That's why I think you saw so many points on the scoreboard over where we had 87 points. 87 points in that game.
And that's actually common. The last time they played, it also came down to a 1-point game.
Right.
A few years back in the 40s. And for Saddleback, of course, they beat Citrus. And they played a really clean game against a team that stepped up from the American Division to the National Division a couple years ago.
Yeah, so last week against Citrus, Saddleback established the running game, Kayvon Clark had a wonderful game, rushing for over 150 yards. And they just, like I said, dominated the line of scrimmage. And their defense was forcing havoc. They had a couple of fumbles forced last week against Citrus. Like I said, their defensive backs were all over the field playing really fast. That's really what they want to do. They've been feeling out the Hornets offense so far this first half. But I think expect to see them put a little more pressure on Lunsberg. They've been allowing him to kind of play the position and work the pocket, find some lanes, and make some plays, not looking to run, but out in open space, keeping his eyes downfield.
And speaking of that, Joseph, third down efficiency for both squads. They did pretty well.
Yeah, overall, I think they did pretty well. 4 from 7, 5 from 12. Definitely could up that in the fourth quarter and third quarter. In addition to that, fourth down efficiency, 1 from 2 out of Saddleback and 1 from 1 for Fullerton. So will that be key going down the line? If needed, we will see.
And you see underneath those red zone scores for Saddleback, 1 for 4 in the red zone for Saddleback, 2 for 2 for the Hornets, and it's 20-14 now. Is that something that might play on the psyche of Saddleback going into the second half?
I definitely think Saddleback will definitely be more wary when it comes to kicking for field goals. I think we see that out of kicking, John Richardson's 0 from 3 off the field goal kicks. He got the extra 2 points, but we don't know if they're going to go for it on fourth down or if they're going to be more wary on what they go for.
And when you look at the history of these two teams, it's pretty stacked between these two. They've played what, 38 games total?
Yes,
Somewhere
38
around
games total.
But the last 10, the Hornets have dominated 7-3. They've had 7 wins to 3 losses. But Saddleback has looked on paper and on film like a very excellent team, and they're sticking around. And that's kind of the mark of a great football team, is when things aren't necessarily going your way, you find a way to stick around. At one point, we had a 20-7 ball game, and we thought maybe the Hornets were going to avalanche this first and continue to put up points this first half. But the Bobcats have done a great job sticking around, playing decent defense, and finding ways to score unconventionally.
So Fullerton does lead the all-time series 20-18 over Saddleback, and it's a little contention that what could be the greatest play in Fullerton College football history. And this is going to ruffle some people really, really wrong, and we expect to get some feedback from this statement. But the greatest play in Fullerton College history is going to be a 90-yard touchdown pass from Jose Escobar to Eli Pleasant in that 2013 season on fourth down. This was the play of the year. If they don't make this play, they don't go to the championship game against Butte. Fourth down, a little out pattern at the 10-yard line of Fullerton. They run the play, out pattern on the right sideline. He goes 90 yards down the sideline for the score, the win. They go to the national championship football game. That is the greatest play football-wise in Fullerton College football history. Now, many of you are going to argue about that or say, no, that can't be true. So why don't you go ahead and put in the comment sections, what is the greatest play in Fullerton College football history? And I say that because this is a recent one, 2013. We know there's going to be a lot of listeners that are a little bit older, at least older than me, older than Mark. They've seen the history from the Sherbeck days to the Murphy days to the Burns days to see, and now with Phil Austin and Brian Crooks. What is that greatest play in Fullerton College football history? It's going to be interesting to read the comments and see what you're going to get involved in here. Okay, and so we're just a little bit longer until this first half. We're going to get Mark Pavlovich back on the air, and also we're going to let you know what else is going on around Fullerton College, and specifically Hornet Radio and Hornet Media, and what other programs we have here, as Mark is going to come back on the air. He's going to be joined with Henry Medina and Joseph Abdel-Basset in this third quarter to get it underway, and we're going to get a couple reads for you in just a moment. In just a moment, Mark, what did you see in that first half of play that really stood out to you for Fullerton first and then Saddleback?
Well, I think what I saw was Brian Crooks finally getting a defense to work the way that he wished it would, and everybody made crisp tackles on the field. We did see a couple miscues out there where people should have been taken down in the backfield more than once. Ends that caught it across the middle, bounced off somebody, and made yardage. So I'm sure Brian Crooks is saying to everybody, I don't care about a big hit. You need to wrap up. On the offensive side, they were steady, but they weren't spectacular on the offensive side. And for everybody at home, guys, this is from me. I started off, not my partners, not the four that I've got today. I sort of started off like Fullerton College, a little spotty. I'm feeling better now because I've got two more young, bright men next to me that'll be helping me out in this second half. And we hope that our offensive call is going to be as crisp and as great as Fullerton plays the second half. Guys, you look at them in this, and, of course, when we do that, the next thing we want to talk about is our different departments here at Fullerton College.
Yeah, FC Tech and Engineering Division. Build your future with Fullerton College's Technology and Engineering Division. Choose from 16 hands-on career programs with certificates to associate degrees. Train in state-of-the-art labs with expert instructors who will give you the real-world skills employers want. Your high-tech career starts here at Fullerton College.
So, Henry, as the teams get ready to come on the field, I mean, the one thing, what is the improvement part that Fullerton needs to make in the second half?
Well, I think they need to find a way to establish the run a little better. We've seen that in key situations, in those short yardage situations, they've been able to get an interior push behind Frazier and Keeney and McDonald. And that's really helps up Lunsberg, who's kept plays alive with his legs and hit some plays over the top against the Saddleback Bobcats defense.
And, Joseph, when you look at the kicking game for Saddleback, it was shaky. They are very fortunate when you look at the score right now to only be trailing by 6. If you're a Bobcat, how do you do something to counteract Brian Crooks' defense in this second half?
For sure, yeah. As a Bobcat, we can't let it get to fourth down. We got to get 3 every single time. We got to get that third down. We got to get that third down. Completions, efficiency-wise, third down, they have been not too shabby third down-wise. I know they've gone from 4 out of 7, and then Fullerton College has gone 5 of 12, 41% on third down. Red zone-wise as well, they need to see more red zone efficiency. 1 from 4 in the red zone for Saddleback College.
So if you're the coach, if you're Jeff Fisher, who is an incredible offensive coordinator, do you start putting it in the air more, or do you start looking at the running attack, which was awesome against the Citrus Owls?
I definitely think sticking to the running game would be a good start. I think they came out of the game. Joseph Walter, nice flea flicker, 47-yard pass. They were able to dominate that run game. It opened up the throwing game. They got that throw game, and it got a touchdown.
So when we look at it, this half is getting ready to come to an end here on Hornet Radio. We'll see what happens in the second half as we look at what will be coming up and see what the Hornets can do in this second half. And Saddleback. Saddleback with Jeff Fisher. So we'll have that happen. So as we get ready for the second half,
Sure.
So we get ready here for the second half. The Hornets are up by 6 here on Hornet Radio. I always want to say sportsnetusa.net. And they will be receiving to start things off. See, now I'm gonna sit here and say, okay, I know it stumbled a little in that first half, but we'll see what happens here in the second half. Oh. Little pooch kick in the middle of the field. Almost dropped, picked off, and then you've got to run one way or the other when you catch the football. And basically, Desmond Duffy caught the football, and guys, it was like that person trying to find a bus. Do I get on this 43 or the 51? Well, Joe's looking at me because Corey Nalen, if you want to get rid of reads, you just throw them out the window. That's what I accidentally did.
We got him right here.
Oh, somebody picked him up. Okay.
Yeah, one of our kind Hornet fans was able to deliver that back to us. Great fans here at Fullerton Stadium.
So the Hornets come out, start the second half, looking to get more boards down there, run a little quarterback action. Now they throw it at the last second, and this is the thing, guys, that I think they cannot do is all of a sudden give up what they had. Chris Lunsberg should have just either taken off instead of doing the I'm going to throw, I'm going to run.
Yeah, he's been playing the quarterback position great today, making smart decisions. Right there wasn't maybe the best decision, but, you know, actually Noah Luganville, number 16 for the Saddleback Bobcats, made an outstanding play there.
Lunsberg goes back, looks, sees across the middle of the field, and throws a dime right there to David Wagner. So Wagner pulls it in for a first down.
That's right, Mark. And Hornet had the tackle there for the free safety for the Bobcats in the middle of the field.
J.T. Weir goes to the far side of the field. Lunsberg at quarterback. Bobcats come up. Lunsberg feels the pressure, drops it out in the corner, and once again, Lunsberg with a quick release gets 4 yards on the play.
Yeah, that time the Bobcats brought pressure. That was number 11, Dominic Lopez, coming off the edge. That's what we saw a lot from the Bobcats the last couple of weeks, and I think the Hornets have been anticipating that. We saw some play action, trying to get the blitz to bite, and getting that ball out quick from Lunsberg's hand out to the sideline.
Fox Hagen comes into the near side of the field. Haven't seen the ball thrown to him a lot this day. Second down and a solid 5. Lunsberg goes back. He has time. He has all day. Now he decides he's going to pull it down himself, run out of bounds at the 40. Should have enough for a first down.
There is a flag on the play.
So we have holding against the Hornet.
Yeah, and I wanted to highlight the importance of a first drive coming out of halftime. Fullerton College getting the ball. They want to assert some dominance here in the first quarter of the second half. Starting off the game, Saddleback College, we were able to get 7 points on the first drive, so it's important here to assert some dominance.
2nd and 14 for the Hornets with 13:34. We've just started this second half. They're bringing power up the middle defensively. Lunsberg decides this time, if you're going to bring people, well, I'm basically going to counter with that on a nice delayed draw play.
Yeah, the Bobcats defensive line looked like number 92, Tyler Schmaltz, got in there, disrupting that handoff and tripping up Mr. Kelly.
So a big play, 3rd down and 11 for the Hornets right across the 47. Here they come. Lunsberg steps up, sidesteps, throws down the middle, caught right at the 32.
Logan Lester with a great catch right there at the 32. Getting the first down.
They brought the house on that blitz, Mark, and the Hornets receiver is were able to get open against man-to-man coverage.
I think a lot of that plays
Hornets go quickly. Throw over here on the other side of the field. Once again, nice little catch right here on the far side of the field for Hornets.
enough to move the chains from Mark Esley the second.
Hornet first down.
First down and 10. First down and 10.
Fullerton College in great position. 4 for 4 in the red zone. Sorry, 2 for 2 in the red zone.
So a first down for the Hornets at the 20. They come out looking to get on the board quickly. Throw it over. They basically have a comeback, and it gets absolutely nothing on the play. So the Hornets trying to get that little comeback. You get the block, and then you go through the hole that's open there. Doesn't succeed, so it's going to bring up a second down and 10.
Yeah, that was Lopez, the safety for the Bobcats, that disrupted that play, slipped the gap, and got off that block.
Desmond Duffy now in the game on the near side of the field. Lunsberg has time, flips it up. Quick little flip, and again, he strings out the defense for a good game.
Another catch on the drive for Luke Indorf. Enough to get the first down.
And that was Knudsen with the tackle inside the 10. I love the way Lunsberg keeps his eyes downfield.
First and goal for the Hornets with 11:27 to go. Straight dive, right off a tackle. Touchdown Hornets.
And
On the left side, Henry, they followed that lead block for a touchdown.
yeah, that was the interior offensive lineman, Frazier, McDonald, Keeney. They have done a great job taking the opportunities that offensive coordinator Garrett Campbell has given them to pound the rock. They haven't got too many this game so far, but they've been clutch run plays up the middle.
I call that a yin-yang. When you have balance of offense, throwing the ball and running the ball, it opens up options for so many opportunities to score.
Ball is spotted, kick is up, and kick is good. With 11:19 to go, well, your Hornets just decide, hey, yeah, baby, we going to get things going, and they did that right there. It's the Hornets 27, Saddleback 14, here on Hornet Radio. So, Henry, you look at what both of you look at what went on. They'll be right back in a second. The Hornets did what they need. The Hornets need to do what they needed to do, and that was go down the field and score. We'll see if Saddleback can counter. Harden back deep along with Blaukamp for the Bobcats. Harden to the near side of the field. Blaukamp to the far side of the field. Blaukamp backs up at the 5. Goes on the right side, gets drugged down across the 22-yard line.
So the Bobcats will take the field after that kick return, and they'll try to answer back against that opening touchdown by the Hornets.
So we'll see if Brian Crook's defense can get things going to start this second half off. They once again get that lead that they had going. They're up by 13, and now's the time as Saddleback is trying to figure out who's who, where, and what are we doing on this opportune time. Bailey in the slot to the near side of the field. Dudden still in at quarterback. Throw it over to the flat. Throw it to the best hands on the team. And that is Ben Stewart that doesn't get much.
Not much on the play. Saddleback College is looking to respond here on the 22-yard line.
They come back up to the line of scrimmage. Saddleback looking to do something. big play. They go across the middle. Once again, you throw it to the best hands on the team, and that's to Ben Stewart, working his way up the field. He was close, but a couple yards short. It'll bring up a 3rd down for the Bobcats.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to get the ball to this near sideline and see if they can get turn these short passes into big gains with Adams on this side. He's done a good job with back-to-back tackles.
Ben Stewart limps off the field. Martinez comes on, and they're looking over there saying, what are we doing? They're trying to say, are we stacking? Are we in the slot? This time they're going to stack the receivers to the near side of the field. Fullerton comes up looking like bump and run. Dudden looks across the middle of the field. Flag is thrown. It is a completion moving down the field, but Kyle Bailey, there was a flag thrown immediately on that, and we'll see who's that going to be against. Hands to the face or hands to the head by the defensive line, that's going to get declined. The catch and run will move it across midfield, and that'll be a 1st down for the Bobcats. So we'll wind the clock again. Pierce to the far side of the field. Rico Rodriguez, the tight end, comes to the near side of the field. Dudden himself takes it, goes around the corner, gets knocked out of bounds. Should have gotten at least to the 35 or the 34.
Fred Adams with the tackle.
So he gets knocked out of bounds at the 34. It's going to bring up a 2nd and I'm going to say a short 6 for the Bobcats. Trying to answer Fullerton's score to start off this 3rd quarter. That's what Fullerton did. Straight drive play. Trying to find a place to go, and the defensive line makes the stop for the Hornets. Bell gets nothing on the play. So it'll bring up a 3rd down at the 35 as the Bobcats come out quickly. We'll see if they go with 4 downs. Their field goal unit hasn't been efficient today. If I were them, Jeff Fisher would probably say, let's go. This is 2-down territory. Big 3rd down. Dudden goes back. They bring the pressure. Dudden finds the man on a crossing pattern, and that's Martinez. Guys, Martinez has been open all day long.
He has great speed and athleticism. He's been a big deep threat for this Bobcats offense, but great coverage by Leonard Adams from a safety position, making a great open field tackle.
No surprise, because we figured Fisher would go for it anyway on 4th down. See if the Hornets bring pressure, or if we're going to stand here and then take a timeout if you're the Bobcats. 4th down and 4. Dudden cross the middle. Beautiful defensive work by the Hornets. So that's going to turn over the ball on downs with 7:41 to go here in the 2nd half. 1st down and 10 for Fullerton. Lunsberg comes out. Let's see if Lunsberg just continues to light up the field on an offensive attack for your Hornets as they are currently up 27-14. Lunsberg says, no, Mr. Pavlovich, watch me run it. I'm across the 50 down to the 48. Henry, Lunsberg said, not only can I throw the football, but I can run the football.
Yeah, when offensive coordinator Garrett Campbell for the Hornets has drawn it up to give Lundberg the opportunity to run. He's shown he can do it. Great fake.
First down and 10 for the Hornets right at the 48. Lundberg says, I've got you there. I'll sidestep. I'll step forward. I'll dance the outside. I'll flip it because you're not watching anybody sneak out of the house. Let us move it once again. And Joseph, they just on that one, Lundberg used his feet to get that completion.
Yeah, extending the play was great. It's definitely great to have a quarterback that can extend the play, especially like Lundberg.
First down and 10 for the Hornets at the 35. So we've got a mobile quarterback that has got things going. Fakes it again. He has time. He has time. Going deep, all alone, throws it up. And it gets knocked away. And this is where you say to your quarterback, let it fly, and your end, oh, get it.
Yeah, he said JT Weir is somewhere down there, almost completing the long touchdown pass.
And, you know, JT turned around and looked for it and said, where is it? We couldn't find it here on Hornet Radio. Second down and 10 for the Hornets at the 35. Offensive line, which will get reset in this game in a second, is playing well for the Hornets today. Here they come. Quarterback says, if you can do that, I can run. Well, he gets out of bounds before he gets taken out at the end of the stick.
Untouched on that play. Showed good athleticism, getting to the corner and picking up some yards, getting us into third and manageable.
So they're going to make it a skinny 4 on this one with 6:28 to go here in the third quarter. Hornets got on the board, increased their lead to 13. Lundberg showing his athletic ability. Once again, steps up, decides, I'm going to take you on, gets taken down right at the 25. Boy, it's close. See where they put that ball at. They sneak it back on this side of the 25, and Garrett Campbell says, let me bring in some bigger players because, guys, we're going to get tight, we're going to get cozy, and we're going to get a first down. Fourth down and a yard for your Hornets. Big play in the second half. Lundberg, dive play up the middle, stay on your feet. And all you have to do is say to that man in the backfield, hey, get me that first down. And you know what? That's exactly what they can do with Fred Hunter. Big Fred gets a first down. They walk up the line of scrimmage. First and 10 at the 21. I formation. Give it to Fred again. Fred goes off a left tackle and goes down.
When you have a quarterback like Chris Lundberg with a completion percentage of 63.6, he brings that ability to extend the play so defenses don't know, is he going to throw, is he going to run, is he going to take it for himself? It brings another aspect of the game.
Second down and 5 for the Hornets. We're down to 4:30 in this third quarter. Take it to Fred again. This time off of right guard and gets that down. So back-to-back Fred runs, and it's going to bring up a very workable third down.
Yeah, and fullback Dominic Ansich, the freshman from Villa Park, is doing a great job handling those linebackers and creating that extra gap for Hunter, who has great vision, to get a gain.
So a 3rd and 1 for the Hornets. And again, I'm going to call it like I did with Fisher and say this is 4-down territory for your Hornet football team. 3rd down. Straight up the middle. Did he get to the line? Henry says he's inches short. So we'll see if Henry's got the X-ray vision. Nobody's signaled first down.
Well,
nice sighting, Henry.
I was saying it was going to be really close, Mark, but yeah. If anything, just a few inches short.
And again, just like the Bobcats did, they said a mandatory go for it. Dive play. They didn't go with a quarterback sneak, and they decided, or a fake dive like Mr. Nalen would have called, and gone for the end zone. Give it to the Bobcats. They came up big defensively. So the Bobcats get it over on turnover on 4 downs with 4:31 to go. They end up making that defensive play.
Yeah, that was Cooper Cirillo with a big hit in the backfield, giving the Bobcats back the ball on that crucial 4th and short inside the Bobcats red zone.
3:37 to go in this third quarter. And now we'll see if the Bobcats can wake up and do something with the football. They have been prolific all year. See if they're going to keep it on the ground and run the football for a while. They may do that with Blowcamp, who comes back in there. That big running back, 5'10". He can put some numbers on the board statistically, and we'll see if they're going to pound the rock against this Hornet defense. Saddleback comes back out. Martinez to the near side of the field. He has been the one that when you're in trouble, you throw the football. Dudden looks at thing. They go back to Blowcamp. Turns the corner. He's close, just short. Ball came out. They're gonna say the ball was down. And they moved the chains.
That was Ethan Charpentier with the assisted tackle.
So they keep it on the ground and run it. And once again, that's what they did so well against the Citrus Owls last weekend. First down and 10. Right at the 24. Dudden gets people in motion. And they stay with the run game. Sidestep. Going around the corner. Nobody can tackle, and that's where you're in trouble when Clark's got the football. So Clark, with his ability, his agility, got away on that play.
And on the season, Clark's has 3 touchdowns already, so he's looking to add on to that right here. A crucial touchdown to get the Saddleback Bobcats back into the game.
First down and 10. Right across the 40. So they're running the football. They have found that might be the prolific way to go. And yes, so far again, and Clark just drags a herd of Hornets with him for a gain of 7 on the play.
And it looks like the Hornets are putting some bigger bodies in there, are getting the some fresher legs on the defensive line. Madrigal's checking back in, as well as Mike Tyree for the Hornets on the defensive interior.
Second down and a long 3 for the Bobcats. Dudden goes back, looking to go deep across the middle of the field. What a one-handed catch. Stick my hand up, pull it in. That's a peanut butter and jelly stick-'em catch if you ever saw one.
I thought maybe Norwood, who was trailing, it looked like maybe Dudden might have overthrown him and was going to come up with an interception. What a fantastic grab by Gentilella.
Run it right there. Down to the 11th.
Personally, I think a lot of that play has to do with an amazing catch, but I think Clark opening up the throw is amazing for the team, and that catch, not much you can do about that one.
No, there wasn't. Go back up. Dudden at quarterback, looking things over. Just got bailed out with a receiver that says, throw it, I'll catch it. Goes back, ball gets knocked away, and hey, guys, if you're going to throw it to somebody, you might as well throw it to the guy who's got a little stick-'em on his glove. We know he doesn't, but, you know, that's what it looked like. And, you know, when I see catches like that, I always want to run down and then look at the size of their hands after that, because some of these young guys may not be tall, but they got incredibly big hands for football players of any athletic prowess. Third down and 8. Straight up the middle. Once again, go to the man. And that is Clark that makes that. And that brings us to the end of the third quarter. As we come to the end of the third quarter, it's the Hornets 27, Saddleback 14 here on Hornet Radio. So you look at what that whole half was, and we'll see what it was and what they did here on Hornet Radio. As we get ready for what should be a very exciting fourth quarter.
Fullerton College Print Department. Print your future with Fullerton College's print technology program. Get hands-on training with modern, high-speed equipment and earn industry certifications from PIASC and FTA. From offset printing to digital prepress, we'll prepare you for a rewarding career in the printing industry. Start today.
So we're heading into that fourth rarefied air quarter here on Hornet Radio. We'll see what happens, as we'll see if Brian Crook's defense keeps bringing the pressure, or if the Saddleback team can find an answer for that pressure and get there up on the board. You look at Clark so far this season, 189 yards overall, 94.5 per game. He averages 8.2 yards a carry, which is pretty amazing. And when Nicky Johnson was in there at quarterback, he averages 3 yards a carry. Wong is not running today. He averages 5.9 yards a carry. And Dudden himself, 7.6 yards a carry with the football. Dudden under center. Turns around, hands it off to Clark. Clark's trying to turn the corner, gets forced out of bounds.
Looked like Adams forced him out of bounds on that one.
And, of course, when you look at Dudden as a quarterback, averaging 85 yards a game, he's only got 171, only a 54% completion rate. So that stops it. It's going to be a turnover on 4 downs, and the Hornets now have 93 yards to go, where they can use a lot of that 14-minute clock.
It's really funny, Mark. We had 2 stops on this side of the field. It just looks like both teams wanted to establish the run game on this side of the field, but for whatever reason, they were allergic to the red zone on those last 2 drives, excuse me.
Lundsberg comes in at quarterback. Fred Hunter at running back. See if they work Fred a while here in the fourth quarter. Fake it to Fred. Throw it out here. Try to run a little flip play. It doesn't really happen, as J.T. Weir ends up dropping the football when it was thrown. And it almost looked like a hook and ladder play coming up, but it didn't happen. 2nd down and 10 for the Hornets. They need to make some yardage. Dudden looks at things over. Takes his time. Hands it off to Hunter. Hunter's open at the 20. Stays on his feet. 40, 50. Is he going to get caught? Is he drugged down? He is at the 17-yard line. Fred Hunter on a straight dive play.
That was an unbelievable run. He was able to get to the block of Michael McDonald. He's able to run through for a very good yards advantage.
73 yards on the play. Fred says, I'm a little tired, guys. Don't hand it off to me again. We unofficially have it as 73 yards on the run, as Fred should be well over 100 for today's game.
It was only a matter of time till they broke a big run. And it came here with the defense wearing down here in the fourth quarter.
2nd down and 11. Flea flicker again. You got to throw it. You can't wait that long. And guys, James, Henry, I'm going to go to you first. I mean, on a flea flicker, it's flip, flip, throw the football.
Yeah, you got to give the receiver a chance. He's open. Give him the ball.
And, of course, they come up short on that trick play. They've had a couple trick plays today. That one didn't work. You just now do not want to waste Fred's run.
You don't. And with time right now, and if you don't convert this first down, it can lead to an issue.
So 3rd down and 11 for the Hornets. Lunsberg across the middle of the field behind the receiver who's wide open, and all you have to do is lead your receiver, and you've got an easy first down.
Yep, and they're going to bring out the field goal team here. It's going to be a
46-yard attempt.
Thank you, Mark.
Put it down to 36, you add 10 for the end zone, and that makes it 46.
Some basic football math. Thank you so much.
We'll see if it's possible. Ball is spotted. Kick is up. He's got the leg, and it's good.
Michael back and has the leg.
And that's what you do. Set the ball. It's 3 people. It's the center, the holder, and the kicker.
That's true because they need to set the ball for the kicker to get it through the field goal post, and if it wasn't for that, it could have been a closer game right now.
So the Hornets get to the magic number 30. They are still only up by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's the thing, Mark. I was trying to do the math in my head. If they are in that three-score territory, they're not. It's only a 2-possession game still, but it will require two-point conversions by the Bobcats if they want to tie it here in the second half.
Yeah. I love how the Bobcats came on the field. Did you notice how they wanted to get that advantage? Half the team went running down where they would score a touchdown at. It's like, no, it doesn't work that way. You got to get back over midfield and let us kick off to you. But I guess I'll take any advantage I can here in the game of football on Hornet Radio. Roman Harden was kicked from the 32. You add 10 yards. It was a 42-yard field goal. Harden. Little pooch kick again. Do not want to give it to Harden. Signaled for a fair catch. The ball was spotted at the 32. So Kenny Massacero signaled for a fair catch, so it was a 42-yard field goal that the Hornets made. Spotted at the 32, you add 10, it makes it 42. Saddleback looking to find an answer. Got to try and get things going. Down the middle of the field, all by himself, stepping out of bounds. Francisco Martinez, he has been spectacular for the Bobcats today. Martinez has been magical. When Dudden's found problems, he has found a place to get it home. Once again, Dudden goes the other side of the field. And he's slowly moving it down the field. One pass as Pierce pulls it in. So basically, he pulls that in. Bell still in the backfield. Dutton at quarterback. Bell at the running back. 1st down and 10. They hand it off to Bell. Off a left tackle. Sidesteps. Gives a forearm. Bell all the way down to the 12. The big forearm got him down there, and stiff arm got him down there.
Yeah, it was a good run there by Bell. He he was able to get through his O-line and was able to run away down there for a very good game and hopefully get them to score.
So they're going to mark it at the 17, first down and 10 for the Bobcats. Well, they moved the football. They just haven't been able to get points. Dudden looks things over. See if Brian brings pressure. Quick throw out in the flat. Who else would you throw it to? The surest hands on the team today. Francisco Martinez with the catch. Martinez averaging 12.4 yards per catch today. 62 yards. He had 5 catches in this game. Dudden, 15 of 23 for 187 yards. Great numbers so far in this game. Straight up the middle. And you look at Bell as a running back. He is always the workhorse for this team on running.
Yeah, he's a great change of pace back. You got Clark, little faster guy. Bell is the guy that wants to get downhill and pound the rock against this Hornet defense.
So it'll be third down and a yard for the Bobcats. Give it to Bell. Bell gets leveled in the backfield. And you heard that from Greg, that was big fourth down.
I'm sorry, Mark. I think that was Franklin was in on the backfield tackle.
So it was David Franklin that made that tackle for your Hornets. Loss of 4 on the play. Fourth down. Bobcats, if you're a fan, they need it. Cross the middle. Francisco pulls it in again. Martinez. Hey, when I'm in trouble, I'm looking for the number 4.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. Because he's been the main guy for them going in. Most of the catches have been him today. So if you have to, always go to him.
First and goal for the Bobcats. Little delay. And once again, waiting on the play as Bell just gets smothered one more time.
It looked like Ethan Charpentier got there in the backfield. He said, enough is enough. We got to get some stops right here, right now. It's clutch time in the fourth quarter.
As the clock ticks, we're down to 9:42. Bobcats need to get something. They're trailing by 16 here on Hornet Radio. They look over. Dudden looks over at everything else. Talks to his running back. Fullerton walks up in the slot. See if pressure comes. They do. Dudden, back door. Is it caught? See if they mark it caught. And they caught. They are going to call that a catch. And that was to Pierce, who catches it maybe for a yard. Third and goal for the Bobcats.
It's third down.
Run it up. Touchdown! Right there. So you fake the dive, throw the ball, and it's a touchdown. And so the Bobcats get on the board with 8:53 to go here in the fourth quarter. And they'll stay out there. Well, I thought they should stay out there for 2. We'll see if Coach Fisher keeps them out on the field to attempt a 2-point conversion. Clark comes out now as the running back for the Bobcats. Dudden at quarterback. Clark at running back. Francisco in motion. Dudden gets away, stays on his feet, 2 points. Yes, sir. And the Bobcats creep in there just a little closer here on Hornet Radio.
That was a really good scramble there by Dudden. the pressure came to him, but you saw a lane, he just took it, and now the Bobcats are down back within the score and into a big conversion.
So it's 30-22 with 8:47 to go here in the fourth quarter. And right now, your Hornets, well, they're like that day when you're trying to open up the refrigerator door because you're on a diet and you think you should grab something, and then you close it and you open it and you close it and you open it. Right now, the refrigerator door is half open for this Hornet team. We'll see if the decision comes along that they actually do want to win this game and lose 5 pounds, or sit there on the Fat Jack side and have their season be 1-2. Bobcats will kick the ball away at the 35. Getting ready, and now they need to lean on their defense. Deep kick, taken at the 2. Come back towards the middle. Tripped up on a beautiful tackle, and then you slide into second base right across the 25.
That was Harden with the special teams tackle there.
So they come out.
Return for JT Weir, ball 25, first and 10, Hornets.
Lundsberg, who has had an excellent day today at quarterback. He had a beautiful day last week. Unfortunately, they came up short in that game. Let's see what he can do today. Lundsberg, across the middle, throwing it on the dime. JT Weir holds it in and gets enough yards to make it a reasonable second down. Second down and 3 for the Hornets. We're at 8.5 minutes. Let's see if they can eat up the clock in this fourth quarter. Well, we'll see. They should call it a false start. Defense jumps in the middle. The receiver takes off on the motion, and they're going to call it against the Hornets. Yeah. My partner and I, Corey Nalen, both agree it should have been offsides against Saddleback on that one. So it brings up second down and 8. Lundsberg, once again, drops it off. Nice turn. Stay on your feet. Find an empty space and then draw in the football when you can, as Easley, Mark Easley the second, pulls that one in. First down and 10. Dutton feeling good. Streak pass. 30, 20, touchdown Fullerton. Lundsberg just threw the most picturesque pass of the season on the field. 56-yard pass. And guys, James, you guys, Henry, you couldn't have asked to draw a straight line any better.
No, that was a frozen rope right across the middle. Had great vision down the middle of the field, found his receiver, and it became a big touchdown play there for the Hornets.
Spotted at the 10. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So the Hornets have now scored easily 120 points and more this season.
We want to remind you to tune into Hornet Radio, your campus soundtrack. We're streaming live with the best mix of music, talk, and local programming. Whether you're studying, commuting, or just hanging out, Hornet Radio keeps you connected to campus life. Listen online now.
So when you look at Lundsberg, he once again has over 300 yards in this game. Fred Hunter has 108 rushing in this game. And you look at the receivers, Indorf with 75, Weir with 71, Lester with 48, Easley with 46, he just had that. The Fox has 42. That is diversity on the receiving side of this game. Talk about spreading the football around. They've done that here today.
Yeah, and I love that about community college football, Mark, is all these guys are trying to get tape to go to the next level, and so you got to spread the ball around. And
Little did Henry, and it was knocked out of bounds by Saddleback as it looked like it might just decide, I'm going to dribble out on my own. And you looked at Mason Fromm, who said, let me help you. Let me push the baby back into the carriage. And now if you're Jeff Fisher, are you going to throw on every down? You can't, or are you going to get away from your running game?
I think now for this, you have to go down to the field. Like, you need to throw the ball. What I would do is probably mix it up. Run, pass, but score fast with time.
You've got 7 minutes and 37 seconds to get 15 points. Drop it straight up the middle. Nice little run play one more time. So they're staying on the ground. So Beverly rushing now in the game. Jalen Beverly rushing, runs the ball. Throw it over here in the flat. Nice catch. It's going to move the chains again. They're going to go with a hurry-up offense. Going to spot it right at the 45. Dudden goes back. Feels pressure. Almost gets picked off. Pressure and then throw it to me. I'm big. I'm defensive. I almost got myself a freebie.
yeah, that was Herrera with the pressure for the Hornets up the middle.
So David Franklin almost got a pick. Second down and 10. Hunt runner, run over somebody. Stop, don't stop when you get hit the first time. Beverly rushing. 5'10", over 200 pounds. Keeps going, gets a first down, comes off the field. Clark comes back in at running back. Dudden at quarterback. Dudden keeps it himself, turns right in the tackle area, goes upfield, 6:24. Got to pick up the pace if you're the Bobcats. The clock is against you. Hornets trying to get to 2-1. That will take the Bobcats to 2-1. Bobcats are ranked 10th. Hornets are 17th. Across the middle, pulled out of the air. Who else? Francisco Martinez gets another one for the Bobcats. That's going to move it all the way down to the 34. Martinez has been the sparkling point of your Bobcat team. Hand it off to Clark once again. Slithers his way up the field. Clark only 185 pounds when you look about it. Second down. 5 minutes to go. Need it now. Dudden's got to go to the end zone. That's where he's going, and he throws it to the wrong colored jersey. Fred Adams picks that off for the Hornets. Fred wants to say thank you very much as I pull it in. Fred Adams, ball thrown right at him.
Yeah, he did. He read the ball, and then when he jumped up, it was just in his hands, and now Fullerton has a shot to end the game.
So that's Adams' second interception of the season. And the defense, well, Henry, we talked about how they had to play better. They have done it so far in this game.
Yes, they've been tackling a lot better. They've been doing a good job bottling up the run and just enough coverage in the back end to keep this Bobcat offense, under 25 points.
5:16 to go. The Hornets feeling comfortable. straight up the middle. Last year ended when Saddleback won a 5-year winning streak for the Bobcats. And last year they said, okay, we're on our way. Well, 1 year and a hiccup out of 7, that's what it was. As now, out of the last 7 years, the Hornets look like they're going to have 6 wins, and the Bobcats are only going to have 1. Second down. Off there, just short of the 20. Hey, guys, you can't tell me who the first coach is that ever beat the Bobcats, can't you?
Is it Hal Scherbeck?
It is Hal Scherbeck. What year?
Educate me, Mark, please.
1982. They weren't going to give me the year. No, 1982 is the first time they beat Saddleback, and that was Hal Scherbeck.
Little Hornet trivia there.
The school, 1967. 82 was the first win, and that was Scherbeck. Fumble. Was it a fumble? Picked off? I'm waiting for the referee. Did I miss something?
Yeah, Gonzalez came screaming in there, Mark, and looked like the ball might have popped out. They're discussing it on the field.
I think they're going to not call it a fumble. You know, it was just because the Bobcats were so excited that I got that last statement right. They were listening to me here on Hornet Radio. 3:40 to go in this fourth quarter, and it looks like your Fullerton College Hornets rectified a very tough loss against Ventura last week. Should have beat Ventura last week.
They should have. They just couldn't stop the run. That was kind of their Achilles heel last week. That's been the theme. My theme all day is establishing the run. And penalties in the most unopportune times last week. I believe it was a personal foul that was one of the opportunities that killed one of the drives in the fourth quarter for the Hornets.
So you could hear the Saddleback fans telling the referees what they thought about them on that call with 3:40 to go. Big no turnover call. If you're a Hornet fan, you loved it. If you're a Bobcat fan, you go, well, what do I expect? It's at Scherbeck Field. High snap, almost again. Come up, taken down in the backfield. Little shakiness here with 3:33 to go here at Hornet Field.
It looks like the pressure is starting to get to the Hornets. They had to keep calm right now and just finish the game.
Yeah, less than 4 minutes to play. Just got to hold on to this victory.
And that's the thing. You look at it now, and I think we got a timeout on the field. So timeout on the field with 3:32 to go here on Hornet Radio. Want to thank all my broadcast partners today across the board that have been on the air with me. It's been fun. I thought they made me more comfortable than I did.
And we want to remind you guys, don't miss the Coaches Show, your inside look at Hornet athletics. Get exclusive interviews, game analysis, and behind-the-scenes access you won't find anywhere else. Available as a podcast on all platforms or catch it on YouTube. The Coaches Show, where sports insight meets entertainment.
Yeah, and it's a ball. Make sure you check out the Coaches Show. They really do have fun doing it. It's a fun show to watch. Make sure you watch the shorts that are posted from the Coaches Show also. And then we have other things itself here on Hornet Radio. Some of the best music in Southern California on Hornet Radio. Sitting around doing homework? Tune in to Hornet Radio. Hornets got a break. Lundsberg. Dive play. If you're not making a tackle, trying to stay with it. Wrestling to get down. Saddleback just can't seem to make the tackle at all. And then Gavin Bloom finally drags the player down.
Yeah, I think that was Mike Taff on the run there.
So timeout. Timeout by the Bobcats. And you walk, okay, both of you now. You watch the Bobcats walk the sideline. They sort of have the team that knows they've got this game lost.
Yeah, there's just quite not enough time in this game, I think. Less than 3.5 minutes to play, 2-score game. Game is pretty much out of reach.
So we'll see what happens and what they can do. The Hornets can basically, with one more first down, can seal the deal. And, of course, when you look down in the field, if you happen to see the cheerleaders and song and cheer, realize when we talk about national champions, the most national championships in the athletic department are song and dance. They've got 7. No disrespect to the football program or to water polo or to anybody else, but basketball, yeah, Perry Webster, no picking on Perry. And don't forget volleyball always. We're going to have volleyball on Hornet Radio this year. Lundsberg tries to turn the corner. There is a flag on the backside. It'll be holding against the Hornets. I should think that Jeff Fisher will turn that penalty down. And realize, because we just heard the word volleyball next to me, we do have head coach for volleyball here at Fullerton College. These are instructors. These are educators. These are not just coaches. And I, for one, who's been doing this for over 26 years, am so tired of people looking at coaches saying, oh, you're a coach. How lucky you are. These are mentors. These are leaders. These are educators that you need to respect and realize the hours they put in here at Fullerton College and the community of colleges around the state of California. With 3 minutes and 14 seconds to go, or 11, I'm trying to look at that. It's 37-22 here on Hornet Radio.
Make sure to get the inside scoop with Inside Fullerton Magazine. From campus updates to student spotlights, we cover the stories that make Fullerton College special. Pick up your print copy around campus or read the latest issue online. Inside Fullerton, your window into campus life. Inside Fullerton.
So the Hornets are going to punt it away and just hope there is no miracle by Saddleback. Stewart back deep for the Bobcats. Pressure comes. Kick is off. High floater, middle of the field. Takes a bounce. Takes a bounce in favor of the Hornets and is going to be down right about at the 40. With 3:06 to go. It's Fullerton 37, Saddleback 22 here on Hornet Radio. Remember, we'll be here for all the home games this season here on Hornet Radio. We don't travel with the team. I know that was something that was done in the past, but make sure when they're on the road, you watch the other community colleges and their broadcasts so you can follow the young men that you support on this team the entire football season. First down and 10 for Saddleback. Dunn rolls out, throws, almost picked on the dead run, going the other way. It was like, ooh, howdy, I got it, I'm gone, I dropped it. Oh, man. Sort of reminded me of D'Angelo Ross. Pick and a pass. One of the best players here ever. at Fullerton College. You can see him on the weekends because he's playing at the pro level. 2nd down and 10. Dunn running and trying to get away.
Norwood with the tackle there in open field against Dudden's rush. Brings up 2nd down.
3rd down and 7. You know this is 4-down territory. Goes back, looks, throws it over here. Caught and dropped. And that's what happens. You've got to pull it in as Jody Perez turns and drops it off his fingertip. And this could be the game on this next play. If you're a Bobcat, believe in miracles. If you're a Hornet, say, let's finish this off here on Hornet Radio this Saturday afternoon. 4th down and a long 7 for the Bobcats. Dunn goes back, sets his feet across the middle, and they're going to move the chains. Once again, you've got to pick everybody up as Pierce catches it off of his back shoulder.
And Robinson made the tackle there. Excuse me for not noticing this quick earlier, but the Hornets have employed their nickel defense, trying to get some speed to match against the Bobcats.
Quick huddle, quick thing. Dunn sacked in the backfield.
It looked like the nose guard, man. He's able to bull rush to the center and was able to get the sack.
2nd down. And we're going to get timeout on the field. So with 2:02, and Henry, I'm going to start with you because we got a little time and nobody's got a read in front of you. So I'm just going to ask you, overall view of how this Fullerton team played today.
They played a lot better as a team. It's all about blocking, stopping the run, and tackling. They pounded the rock inside against this Bobcats defense. They managed these playmakers on the outside for the Bobcats, tackling them in space. And really, the only big play on the day have been all from the Hornets side. We had the Fred Hunter run coming across the field, and we have not seen too many explosive plays from the Bobcats offense. And we want to remind you folks listening out there to check out the Fullerton College Team Store. Show your Hornet pride. Visit the Fullerton College Team Store for official jerseys, gear, and fan merchandise. Whether you're cheering from the stands or representing on campus, we've got everything you need to support your Hornets. Stop by today and gear up at the Fullerton College Team Store.
Especially today, you want to go to the team store and put that T-shirt on because of this victory from your Hornet team. They come back. Here comes the pressure. Across the middle of the field. Pull it in. Got to get them back to the line of scrimmage. 1:44 to go. 3rd down and 4. Bobcats come up. Hike a little low. Take it yourself. Run down the field. Slot over the top. Ball comes out, but the ground caused the fumble. So for those of you at home that saw him in the air, as soon as he hits the ground, he's down. The ball bounces out. It's not a fumble. 1st down and 10 for the Bobcats. Over in the corner, high, incomplete. 1:11 to go. Speaking of coaches, we all just got waved at by the women's basketball team coach who's down there. I guess it's his side job. He's selling sodas here on the game today. Over in the corner. Second down with 1:12 to go. First and goal at the 9. Pride is why you want this touchdown. Pride as a team. Go back. Quick throw. Trying to get it to Francisco. Cross it again. He's been the best receiver for that Saddleback team. And there's flags on the field. And once again, tomfoolery has been something we have seen with this team at this stage of the game. Just take your lumps and call it a day.
Yeah, true. Just keep your composure, because the more you do, it's gonna hurt the team with penalty yardage.
So for the entire coaching staff for Fullerton College, it has been an excellent game plan. The offense is clicked, special teams is clicked, defense is clicked. This is what you want walking into conference play. For the Bobcats, one mistake.
Yeah, and don't forget the special teams, Mark. We had that clutch field goal here in the second half to put the game just out of reach.
So big second down for the Bobcats. Here the fans still into it. Fumble goes down. Between the legs. Pick it up. Fall on it. And you move it back. Don't forget, Hornet football Tuesday night here on Hornet Radio. Joe and Ryan calling the game. Little soccer season. And I want to give a lot of love to our sister station, SportsNetUSA.net, who does Saddleback soccer. So if you want to watch Saddleback soccer, it's on SportsNetUSA.net. You want to watch Fullerton College soccer, you watch it on Hornet Radio. 2 soccer broadcast groups in the area. And we will bring you, between both of us, as much soccer as we can this coming year. Big fourth down. Throw it up. Who wants it? Oh, I thought it was a pick, and then I thought it was a touchdown as it comes down. But that is ball turned over on down to Garrett Campbell, to Brian Cooks, to Phil Austin. Gentlemen, it has been an outstanding football game for your Hornets this day, and it looks like the ship has been rectified. So with 42.6 seconds to go, it's a quick knee, and we shall say goodbye until the next home game here on Hornet Radio. Don't forget, 32 seconds to go. Don't forget, Hornet Soccer this coming Tuesday at 6 o'clock on Hornet Radio. Joe and Ryan on that call. Knee down. The Hornets are going to walk away with a 15-point victory. Fullerton 37, Saddleback 22 for Joe, Corey, myself, our entire crew. We want to thank everybody here at Hornet Radio to allow you to watch a 37-22 victory over the Bobcats of Saddleback.